Yo yo, hey Frank. Hey everyone, welcome. How's everybody's week? Nice, good to see everybody rolling in. Hey, hello, hey Adam, Glenn, Laura, Roshan, David, Nina. How's everyone doing? Let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, thank you for the person who said no sound. I forgot to unmute myself. Welcome everyone, how's everybody doing? Hey Cecilia, Roberto, Lucas, Jack, Becky, Juan. How's everyone doing? Awesome. Okay, cool. All good. Awesome. Let me go ahead and share my screen over here. Like usual, we'll go ahead and get started in 4 minutes. So hang around. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Um, Good, Andrea. How are you? And let me go ahead and update the YouTube link for anybody who likes to join in from there. Give me 1 second. Thanks for the feedbacks form. Somebody mentioned in there that we forgot to do that last time. Good, Andrea. How are you? And let me go ahead and update the YouTube link for anybody who likes to join in from there. Give me 1 second. Thanks for the feedbacks form. Somebody mentioned in there that we forgot to do that last time. All right. We're getting that updated. Awesome. I see a couple of people joining in on YouTube. Yeah, Lucas, I realized that last time we forgot to record the screen. This time I've made sure of it. Somebody said, is Lovable too slow today for anybody else or just my end? I put a couple of prompts in today. I didn't see the issue, but maybe others, maybe all the AI squads people are on slowing it down today. Is this being recorded? Yes, it is. The YouTube recording will be up. My new submission was not reviewed. We just today got through all of the submissions for the bronze idea badge, unless you submitted late. If you submitted late, it'll take a little bit longer, but we'll get to it. RF, we'll take a look at that YouTube link here. I'll share the YouTube link here as well. Can we submit our homework in any other way besides submitting a link? No, boo. Yeah, it just we don't really care how you're submitting it. If it's something else you gotta send to us so that we can access and view it, send us that, whatever it may be. What do we do about security warnings on Lovable? You can just ask Lovable to try to help solve and fix it for you. But right now, we're not too focused on the security piece. It's just about building your app, and then at the end of it, you can kind of do a security review. Rita said, I haven't seen anything, even though I submitted before the deadline. Ayush, could you take a look at Rita's submission? Thanks. Cool. We'll start in another minute. Somebody said my credits have already finished. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, let me pull this up. I need support. Where can I contact support? If you want to contact support, it would be on the Help Bank Accelerator. You would so come to the Help Bank Accelerator and we can help you out here. Right over here. You can come and post, ask for help, and one of our TAs will get back to you. Cool, awesome. We'll start in a couple more seconds. I built my app. If anybody wants to test it, I'm happy to share with y'all. That'll be a great idea for you guys to do this week as well. I think it's good value for what it is to build on Lovable. Nice. I signed up to Pro. Have not heard back yet. Am I in? You should have received the update, Becky, but go ahead and post if you aren't getting it. All right, cool. Let's hop into it. Today's lecture is going to be on expanding your tool set. So we've been using Lovable up to this point, and we're going to talk today about how to expand off of that. So if you want to use different tools as well, you have the ability to. Before we get on to that, a couple of updates, clarifications. One, the idea badge has all been graded now. So if you submitted your idea badge on time, you should have gotten a response. It'll be AI feedback if you're not on fast track, and if you're on fast track, you'll have a human TA reviewing it and who has sent you that feedback as well by now. To go look at that, just go to your idea badge, click on it, and you'll see the feedback there. Another thing is missed office hours. I am extremely sorry. I completely just had a blunder on my end where I had a mistake on when I thought my office hours was, and I missed office hours for you guys last week, and that's terrible on my end. I like tried. I feel really bad, especially to the people who like showed up to that session and were waiting for me. Super sorry. What I've done to make up for it is I've doubled my office hours for these coming weeks. So I will have doubled the office hours. So hopefully you guys can come in and we can help you out with that. So yeah, sorry about that, but we've increased a ton of office hours, so we'll have some time to chat. We've had a bunch of different portal updates as well. We're still working on that. Thank you for your feedback. Hopefully the proximity chat audio issue is finally solved today. 5 on 1Kid, we have some updates coming soon. I'll send you guys an email for those of you who have signed up for that. Just know that we because of the issues last week, we've gone and we're gonna upgrade all of you to 3 months of free subscription. So yeah, just you'll get a message around that. And then 6 is pacing. I saw a lot of comments on pacing, some people mentioning it. So I wanted to go over that today too. I know this program goes really, really fast. I've had friends at Berkeley take this course and say this feels like one of the fastest courses I've ever taken. And I totally understand that. And it's okay, I want to say, if you feel a little bit behind or like if you're not understanding anything. We only have 5 weeks together. So we have to choose how we want to spend those 5 weeks. And the methodology behind why we make it so fast is I think the most important thing is for you guys to know the important things that are out there. Now, if we go through it at a really fast pace and you might miss some stuff, but that's why the recordings are there. And also YouTube has so many good tutorials that you can go search up and go deeper into each of the topics. But my main goal is to introduce you to the most important tools and the most important concepts during these 5 weeks. And then you have the ability to go deeper into it as you need. So don't feel bad if you feel like you're not catching everything entirely. That's partially by design. We don't expect you to, especially today. Today's section will actually be the toughest section yet, and you don't need to even understand today's section. I want you to know that this thing exists and there's a path forward for you to do what I'm about to teach you, but you don't need to do it, right? You can continue building on Lovable. You don't need to set up GitHub and all of this. So yeah, if you're feeling like this is going really fast, it's not that you're slow, it's that we are genuinely going a little bit fast by design. Cool. And then another thing, so for this 5 weeks, this week 3 schedule, I've gone ahead and doubled my office hours as one. We have our TAs doing a couple of office hours, and then we have some build sessions as well. And build sessions are just going to be 2 hours at a time, where I'm hoping all of us can gather up in the campus and maybe chat a little bit or lock in and kind of work on our assignments on our own, but next to each other, right? But it's just an additional time during this 3rd week for us to come together and put time into actually building our projects. The timings on here are Pacific times. You can check your portal to see what that timing lines up to for you. And then another big announcement, thanks to Anemo Minds, we've actually just bumped our prize pools from $3K to $10,000 for this cohort. So the new prizes are going to be $5,000 for first place, $3,000 for second, and $1,000 for third, and an additional $1,000 to a community choice award. So I want to give a huge shout out to them. Go check them out if you want. We have a link to them put up on HelpBank. But yeah, there's kind of really no strings attached. They just kind of liked what we were doing and they wanted to contribute some prizes to you guys. So go ahead and tell them a thank you, check them out, and yeah, $10,000 for you guys. Somebody asked if this is the UK only. No, this should be available for everyone, unless HelpBank has stated otherwise. Cool. And then another big exciting news, I know a lot of you were looking forward to this. We have Simon Squibb joining us next week. So he'll be here for a little bit. We'll have a fireside chat to chat with him. So in the attendance forms today, it's especially important you make sure you fill it out. And we'll have a question for you to type in anything you want me to ask Simon in the next session. We're gonna try to focus it mainly on marketing because a lot of you guys have been building and now it's the point where you want to get your app out there. So a lot of my questions will be focused around marketing and social media. But any questions that you might have, put it in and we'll select the top ones and ask Simon next week. Everybody's so happy to see Simon. That's awesome. So just a forewarning, you won't have a chance to speak to Simon one-on-one. There's like a few hundred people in here. That's going to be difficult. But I will curate your questions, and the ones that are asked the most and people are most interested in, I will ask him during this lecture. And maybe live we'll take a couple of more extra questions as we're going through. Another thing is the AI squads lock-in. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this feature. When you go onto the campus, on the right-hand side, there's a lock-in room where you can go and lock in. I want to encourage us to use this a little more. Well, I just worked on it a little bit if you want. It's, again, another way to just have that accountability where we can kind of in silence work alongside each other. So if you want to lock in, go ahead. We have a leaderboard up now too that tracks how many hours each person is locked in each month. Right now we have Jason Smith, who's been our leader. I see him there all the time. I see him saying, haha. Yeah, shout out to you, Jason. But he's been locked in for at least 20 hours this month, maybe even more. I'm sure a lot of people are actually working more than this. It's just they weren't in the lock-in rooms. But if you want to use that too, you don't have to. But I'll be sharing the leaderboard each week for that. And somebody asked what is lock-in. Lock-in is just a place you can go to. It's like kind of like Discord, right? Sometimes you hop on a Discord server and you just have a bunch of people alongside of you, and you guys aren't even really talking. You're just working on your project, but it's a way to like kind of hold yourself accountable, have a little bit of community around you. But not a requirement to use this at all. But if you enjoy it, having people around you, maybe chatting with them every now and then as you work on your project, check it out. Yeah, Ubaid is second. I guess I'm third. Roberto, Linda, Lachlan, and Will. Shout out to all the top people working on their projects. Cool. So the agenda for today is I'm going to do like a little bit of a slower live build demo to go through like all the little details of building Unlovable if anybody missed anything. And then we're going to hop into how to use your terminal, figuring out what GitHub and Git is, and then how you connect with that and use any tool that you want. And we'll talk about some early production tips, some time for Q&A, and then some times to chat with your squad. I want to make a clarification on the squad. Some people said last time that they weren't in the rooms of people who are in their squad. So what we've done, if let's say today only 3 people show up from squad 3 and 3 people show up from squad 7, we combine the rooms to put more people into it. So your rooms might end up getting combined and you might be chatting with people from different squads as well, but that's just because many members from your squad specifically didn't show up. Cool. Okay, let me see. All right. Yeah, so today we'll kind of talk more about Lovable and how to set it up for using different tools if we want to. And then next session we'll actually go into some of these different tools, like if you want to use Cloud Code and Codex and anti-gravity and whatnot. And this is what the next 3 weeks will kind of look like, where this week we'll go through GitHub using Lovable. Next session will be like a little bit about Cloud Code Codex, and then the final week will be about the presentations and judging. And the stuff we're about to go into today is quite technical, but I want to mention, like, this is kind of what separates a vibe coder from like an AI engineer, right? Where a vibe coder will like prompt, fail, reprompt, go again, burn a bunch of tokens, maybe get 90% of what they actually want to build, but never finally ship it and get people using it, and they end up running into problems when they try to build anything complex. Whereas an AI engineer actually understands the systems. They don't have to have a deep technical understanding and know how to write code, but they understand the overall systems of how the technology works, and they're better at giving the AI the context and the structure to build it. And through this, they're able to ship that last 10% and actually get their products all the way there. So that's kind of what we want to do for you today. Teach you a little bit more of those technical stuff to get you there. And a tip I have is just like, if you want to become more of an AI engineer than a vibe coder as you're going through and building your project, when you have AI build it, at the end of it, have it explain it to you. So not only did it create it, but it taught you at the end. So each time you get better and better for the next thing that you're building. Tell it like, what did you build? Explain to me how this system works, what this structure is like. Why did you build it like this? And as you do this process, you'll learn and grow a lot from just building. Cool. We talked about the different tools today. So last week, so the all-in-one completely beginner-friendly tools are like Bolt, Lovable, V0, and Replit, right? And what we'll be going into today is like how to connect to going to these next level of tools that are more for developers, like Cursor, Copilot, Cloud Code, all these things. So yeah. And the goal of this is that ultimately, we are going to get all of your guys' code and your projects onto GitHub, this platform that we'll talk about today. And when you have all your projects on GitHub, then all of these different AI platforms become a tool. And you're not tied down to any of them. It's like different hammers you have, right? You can work on a little bit with Lovable, you can work on it a little bit with Claude, a little bit with ChatGPT, whatever it may be. But we want to teach you how to expand your toolbox so you can use any of these. Okay, and then a quick note on final presentations, because I know we bumped the prize pool as well. We will talk about this a little bit more in the next session, but it's going to be very holistic, where we don't have a specific rubric that we're going to share. It's going to be very holistic from the project, from the idea, the business side, the marketing side, how the presentation is done. But yeah, if you're thinking about that and you really want to win, it's going to be a very holistic process. Just make as great of a product as you can and get people to use it. Any questions so far? Let me take a look. Somebody said, ooh, more tech. I hope I can manage. You got this. Yeah, if anybody's still having issues with Fast Track, go ahead and post in the Help Bank portal and we'll help you out there. Cool. All right, and now I want to ask the chat a question. Can people in the chat, and do this for your own understanding, and a test for you, what is the difference between a database and a backend? And I'll wait for responses to come in. Somebody asked, will we learn Kimi, Moonshot, or Quen? We won't be going into Kimi or Quen. When are we supposed to finish coding? You're not required to finish coding until basically 2 days before the final lecture when you launch your project. And we don't expect you to even be finished coding by then, but that's what you will be graded on for the final presentation. Somebody said database is the closet. Nice. Awesome members. Suzanne said database stores data, backend manipulates data. Nice. Somebody said no idea. Somebody said database lives in the backend. There can be more than one in the backend. Yes, kind of. That's kind of more niche, but yes, that could potentially be true. So the backend is your app's code that's not visible to the user, right? Any business logic you have, any APIs, this can include the database, like some of you were mentioning. But the database is where we actually store data, right? So the example of the closet last week was if somebody has an app where they want to upload all their pictures of their clothes onto it, the clothes get stored in this database. And Supabase is a backend as a service, is what it's called. And Supabase combines the backend and the database and helps us handle both of those things. So our backend and our database, when we're building through Lovable, happens on Supabase. That's the distinction I want to make clear. Now, another check your knowledge question. What is an API? Can you explain an API to me? Somebody asked, do you need Supabase for logins and authentication? Yes. You could set it up in other ways, right? There's a bunch of technologies out there, but yes, Supabase makes it super easy to set up user login and authentication for you. Somebody said database is the trunk of the car, the back end is the engine and the electrical system, and the front end is the vehicle styling. I like that one, Lucas. I like that. I might steal that one. Somebody said it's a money key. Yeah, that's not a bad way to say it. Somebody said it's the waiter between the user and the LLM. Amanda, that's great. Nice. Somebody said API is a secret password. Correct. It is a passcode. API is the waiter. Secret key. Yes. And some people said application programming interface. Nice. Yep. That's what it stands for technically. Nice. Good work. Yep. You guys all got it. That is what an API is. API is the waiter, right? So it is a connector. It's basically a protocol. It's like it allows you to move and communicate data between two platforms. So if I want to use ChatGPT, I would use a ChatGPT API, right? To send information and receive information from ChatGPT through this API. And the example that we used was the waiter. Okay, now another question. Yes or no? Does your, sorry, not yes or no. Does your front end or your back end call APIs? So if I'm trying to talk to ChatGPT or a different API, it doesn't have to be ChatGPT, there's many APIs. Does this happen from the front end or the back end? Back end. Mary said front end. Back end. One more front end. Okay, it seems like almost everybody is saying back end. Maybe a few people are saying front end. I actually haven't seen anyone get the answer yet, except one of our TAs. And okay, yeah, kind of a trick question. It's actually both. 95% of the times it is from the back end, but it can also happen from the front end of your code. So I want to give you like a visualization of this. So like let's say this is the user. This is your user, right? This little guy. This is the person who comes onto your website. So what happens when they log into your website? Your website is hosted somewhere, and it's kind of downloaded onto their computer. It's loaded onto their computer, so they can start looking at it. Now, they also have access to Supabase. Like your app has access to Supabase for going to the database and grabbing stuff and the storage and the secrets and authentication. And Supabase is the backend, right? So if you're calling ChatGPT, that would happen through Supabase. Where, like, let's say the closet example we were talking about, that would happen on the backend, right? Where we would take a bunch of clothes, send it to ChatGPT, and get a response for the recommendations for that week. That would happen on the backend. But technically, you could have APIs that happen on the front end too. There are some like free APIs. Maybe it's like a weather API, and you want to display the weather, and you could do that on the front end because so if it's an API key that's like something that you have to pay for, then we need secret keys for it. That will definitely happen on the backend. If it's something that's like free and just grab some information from some site, it could technically just happen purely on the front end. So it just depends. But 95% of the time it will happen on the backend. So most of you were like almost right. Cool. And yeah, so again, front end, back end, databases, and APIs. And then on Lovable, you can tell when it's editing Supabase or your backend because it will have like this colored text and it will show you the edits that it's making to your backend on Supabase. So when you see this means it's making backend edits to Supabase. Okay, and then last question I want to ask is, how was your experience last week coding with Lovable? Is it like it's going great? You just need to spend more time on it? Are you constantly getting stuck? If you're having issues, what issues were you having? Let's have a discussion and let's share with each other what were the biggest struggles, or is it going great? How did it go? Andrea said I died. Database migration. Rita, that's tough. Levi said frustrating. Rusep said tough learning curve. Ran out of credits. Okay. For people who were struggling, what are the main struggles? Challenging, need to spend more time. Okay. 8 out of 10. Nice. Running out of tokens. Yeah, tokens is tough. It was good step by step. Nice. I had to break it down into prompts, into phases. Good, Gabriel. That's good. I felt I fell out of it. Oh, the burned 80 credits in 3 hours. Yeah. The credits can really burn through. I found using ChatGPT and Claude helped with Lovable. Okay, good. Yeah. Every single time I type, I run out of credits. I just type one word, pizza. Running out of tokens. Okay. So here's another thing. What we'll share with you today is helpful because a lot of times different platforms come up and they offer free tokens, right? So you can take your project off of Lovable, and especially if you're a student, there's like a lot of different free plans different companies offer, and you can use different AI tools that have free plans and have more tokens. Really proud of what I built. Good. I'm glad, Donna. I'm going page by page and occasionally doing a total review. Okay, nice. Cool. Okay, great. Yeah, you guys can read through. So it seems like we're making some progress. Maybe there's some difficulty, but I want to go ahead and walk through the setup one more time today, just so we have everybody on the same page. Again, the thing that I highly recommend is planning your prompts. You don't have to do it exactly like this. You can talk to your AI however you want to do it, but kind of figure out what you need your page to look like, what you expect to go into it, what you expect to come out of it, what you expect it to look like, and explain it page by page and build it out like that. That is my recommendation here. So let's build together. Okay, so I'm going to go on to Lovable and we're going to start a project together. So I'm going to tell it, if anybody has any app ideas, let me know. I'll pick the most exciting one that I see in a second, something short. But what you want to do first of all is you want to press this plus button. You want to come to your databases and you want to make sure that you're connected to Supabase, not Lovable Cloud. So I have like a Supabase test here. I'll click that and now it's connected to Supabase, right? And then I can go ahead and tell it to build something if anybody has an idea. If not, I actually built a project earlier today. I'll just click on this so we don't have to wait for the time for it to load. But I built a spinner, right? In the exact way, same way you saw it. I just put in create a wheel, create a wheel that spins from a number, from 1 to 10. And it seems like it's not loading. Let me refresh it. And if you don't see your page not loading, first of all, it loads here a preview. You can also press this button at the top where it says open in the new tab. When you press this, it'll open it like the full website page. So you can view it here as well. Sometimes it takes a little longer. You need to rebuild. And sometimes it's a little broken. And if you make any changes to your site, you make sure to hit update so that this page updates. So we'll hit update and see if that'll work. But this app, you just hit spin. And this is kind of how it works. Now, what we want to do today is all of our code that I just created on this app that I typed in a prompt into is stored on Lovable. I want to store it on GitHub so I have full ownership of it. The way that we do that is we go to the top left, and I know that on the top left, this might be getting covered by my camera, but there's an arrow. You click it, you press drop down, and then you can hit settings. And then when you go into settings, you'll see something that says Git. You'll click on Git, and you'll want to click sync your projects with GitHub. If you don't have a GitHub account yet, you want to create a GitHub account. This was in the pre-work. Hopefully you guys all had a chance to do it, but this is github.com. It's a place to store code. So make sure you download GitHub. And then you'll click sync your projects with GitHub, and I already pressed sync, so it's synced. And now it's set up here, right? And now it'll give me a link to where my product is stored on GitHub. If I press this green connected button, I can press view on GitHub, and you can see all of this code now is on my GitHub account. So now I officially own all of this code. So even if, let's say, like Lovable died as a company, I would still have access to this code, right? But I can still keep editing it from Lovable as well. So that's the first part, right? You want to set up through GitHub. Now going back here, and another thing I want to point out, some people I think were confused from this last time. There's a build mode and a plan mode. If you want to make changes, make sure you're in build mode. If you're just discussing, you can switch over to plan mode. So now I have my project on GitHub as well. So we're gonna go into today, how do you take these files that are on GitHub and download it onto your actual computer? But before we go into that, we need to learn about something called a terminal. So we're gonna pause on that discussion, but that's how you set up your Lovable, right? That's how you create your project. So it's set up with Supabase and with GitHub. And now we're gonna go and take a break from that and talk about what a terminal is. But I'll pause for questions ahead of that. Miss the details of what Supabase versus Supabase Cloud is? Yeah, so Supabase allows, if you build with Supabase Cloud, basically you get tied down to the Lovable platform. That is the main thing. So you can build on Lovable Cloud, but Lovable Cloud ties down your project to Lovable forever. So if you wanted to not be stuck on Lovable forever, you want to use Supabase. That is the main differentiation. What if we didn't use Supabase before building our app? Is there a way to copy it from Lovable Cloud? There isn't a straightforward way to copy it. You might have to restart your app. You could search online. There's hacky ways to do it, but you're going to basically need to take an AI to help you out to figure out how to migrate it, but it's a little bit of a difficult process. So GitHub allows you to integrate multiple AI tools. Does it also act as a backup to store code/prompts? Yes, it acts as a way to store all of your code so you can use different AI tools, and it is a backup for your code. Not necessarily your prompts. Your prompts that you typed into Lovable, so like this prompt that I typed in right here, this won't be stored on GitHub, but the output of the code changes is always stored on GitHub. All right, great questions. And now we're gonna go into the terminal. So this is gonna be difficult, a little bit difficult, but don't worry about it. And I wanna say also, like, if you end up not understanding this at all, you can just continue building on Lovable. You don't need to go and set this up during this cohort, but I want you to know that it's out there. So, and yeah, this really helps with the question of like, I ran out of credits because it allows you to use a bunch of different AI tools. So what is a terminal, first of all? Terminal is like, if you ever see hackers in a movie or coders in a movie, you probably see them working on a terminal. It's like this black, ugly looking box, and they have like a bunch of code and they're typing in and things are going by super fast. That is a terminal. But all a terminal really is, it's a text-based interface, which means the way you communicate to it is through text. And it's basically the same thing as like your keyboard and mouse and how you click through everything on your computer, but you do it through text instead. So like the way you click on a file on your desktop, instead of clicking on it with your mouse, you could type in your terminal to go click on it, basically. That's how it is. So this is how computers communicate with your system, through the text, rather than like controlling your actual mouse. So here are some commands that you can run into your terminal, and this will look slightly different. Opening it will look slightly different based on if you're on Windows or if you're on a Mac. So on Mac, you just have to, I hit Command Space on Mac to open my search bar, and I type in terminal, and then my terminal will pop up. It opened up on my other screen here, but I'll drag it over. So my terminal opened. If you're on Windows, it might be called Bash or PowerShell, but just go to your search bar and search terminal, Bash, or PowerShell, and you'll be able to, or command prompt, and you'll be able to find it. So it'll be a black box, kind of like this, that opens up. Let me go ahead and make it bigger and zoom in a little bit. Okay, cool. So now this is my terminal, and here's a bunch of different commands. But to begin with, I want to show you the ls command. So right now on this terminal, you can see this squiggly line, right? So this squiggly line means that you are in your home repository. So your computer is a system of folders. It's just a bunch of folders, like a tree of folders, right? And right now we're at the, basically in the home folder, what we specified to be the home folder. And what I can do to see what folders or files are in my home folder is I can type in ls. ls is list files. So I'll type in ls, and you can see these are all the different files that I currently have stored in this in this repository that I'm in. So I can look through, and yeah, where I'm at right now, there's all these different files stored. Now let's see, if I want to go into my desktop, for example, I can change my directory. So you can type cd. Cd stands for change directory. So I can, and directory basically means folder. So I can go into a different folder typing cd. So I'm going to type in cd, and I'm going to type in desktop. And you can see right here, this changed from a squiggly line here to desktop. So now I know I'm on my desktop folder. So now if I type in ls, again, and ls means for list files, these are all the files now. Oh, yeah, these are all the files now that I have on my desktop, right? And let's see if we can test if this is true. You see this folder on my desktop? Let's see if it's here. Test lecture 1. Let me go ahead and look for it. It's kind of hard to see. Okay, here it is. Look, you can find it here. Test lecture 1 folder. So now I could even go into that folder if I want. So I can type in cd, change directory, and I can say go into the test lecture 1 folder, and I'll hit enter. And now I'm in the test lecture 1 folder, and I can type ls to see what's in that folder. And you see it popped up with index.html. And if I click this folder, you can see it's true. I have this index.html file and this open in Chrome file, and you can see both of those here, right? So I'm just moving between folders. That's all that's happening. So let's say now I want to go backwards a folder. The way you do that is you type in cd space ... So this lets you move back one folder. So now I just went back to my desktop, and you can see that change because it was test lecture 1 folder, and now we're on the desktop folder. And if I type in ls, you can see again that now I'm viewing all the files that are in my desktop, right? So this is kind of how it works. You're moving through the different folders. Okay, cool. There's a couple of other things you can do as well with this, and I'll just touch on this. You won't need to do this, but this is just for you to get a sense of how this works. It's okay if you're a little bit lost, and I think many people are. So we'll go through it one more time now that you've seen it. So I'm gonna open a new window. So I've opened my terminal, and a terminal is just a text visualization of what your computer looks like, pretty much. So you can see right here, it says desktop. So I'm currently on my desktop, right? I am in the folder. Your desktop is currently a folder. So I'm in my desktop folder. Now let's say this folder is on my desktop, right? So if I want to go into that folder, I can as well. And you do that with cd. cd changes directories. ls shows all the files in your directory. So if I type in ls, this is showing me all of the different files that are on my desktop, right? And you can see here, this is here. This is one of the folders that's on my desktop. And if I want to go into it, I can. I type in cd, and then I type in the test, the name of this, and it went into it. So now we're here, right? And then if I type in ls again, now it's showing me these two, because these two are what's in this folder. And I can see that. If I click on it, here are the two files. But that's kind of how it works. And you can do additional things as well. So like I can type in make directory. It's mkdir. And when you type that, you can create a new folder. So I can type in make directory and then the name of the folder. So like test folder. And if I type that in, you see right there, it just created a new folder for me, right? And now I can go into that folder if I wanted and see what's in there. So I can go cd and go into the new test folder I created. So I'm changing directories into the new folder I just created. And now see, it says test folder here. I can type in ls to see what's inside that folder, and nothing popped up. Why? Because this folder is empty, right? So that's kind of how it works. This is how you kind of go through the different portions. And let me look. How is this going to help building our app? Yeah, so this will help you set up different tools that you need. Like for example, if you want to set up Cloud Code, you would need to install a lot of tools through the terminal. So we're getting there. All right, so we kind of saw that there's more things that you can take a look at, commands that you want if you want to try it out. But this is kind of how it works. This was all before Windows UI. Yep. So that was the demo of it. Now I want to give you guys some time to practice. So I'm going to break you out into your breakout rooms. Feel free to chat each other if you want. I'm going to give you about 5 or 10 minutes. And I just want, and go ahead and help each other out, especially if you get the hang of it. Go around and try to help other members in your breakout rooms. But I want you to go ahead, open your terminal, and try to actually do this. So try to go ahead and open a folder, and then try to go ahead and create a new folder on your desktop and see if you can actually see it. All right? And if you don't get it, it's okay. It's okay. Try your best and help each other out. Ask help. This is what the breakout rooms are for. Our TAs are going to be in there too, maybe. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and open the breakout rooms, and we'll give you guys about 5 minutes to try that out. All right, give me a second to start these. All right, I'll be assigning you guys out. Good luck. Let's see if anybody is still stuck with me. And if you are stuck in here with me, feel free to ask any questions, and we can go over it together. Okay, nice. Seems like that worked for everyone. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Okay, let me bring everybody back. Okay. Oh, wait a sec. Okay, cool. Everybody's back. Sorry, I brought you all back in because I realized probably you go to try to do this and then you forgot all the commands. So go ahead, and before I break you guys out again, take a look at these prompts and either jot it down or just take a quick picture of this slide. Maybe you can post it on the helping portal if people need to take a look at it. But yeah, I'll give the next 30 seconds for you to take a look at these before I'll break you out into breakout rooms again to actually work on it. What is the command shortcut for Mac to get to the terminal? You can type in command space and then type in terminal. Becky said, sorry, I didn't understand any of the terminal stuff. No worries. Hopefully somebody in the chat can help you out a little bit. If not, don't worry too much about it. You guys can, again, continue working just on Lovable. Hi, bye. Okay, so I'm gonna give you a couple more seconds to take a picture of these. All right, and now I'm gonna go ahead and assign you guys out again. Good luck. Cool. If anybody's still here, if you need any help, let me know. Joseph said, "Good simple exercise. Thanks for this." Yeah, of course, Joseph. Thank you. No one's in my breakout room. Ah, sorry, I did you. There's an option to like switch breakout rooms to go to another one. You can try that if you like. How do we send things from Lovable to GitHub? We'll go over it again. But once you set up that connection that I showed earlier, that process automatically happens. We'll give people a few more minutes. Thanks, need to catch up more before watching some else. No worries, Emma. Yeah. Again, yeah, I realize the pacing is a little bit fast. You don't necessarily need to follow on, like exactly, but as long as you get like kind of the general concept and the idea. My PC gonna explode, the code not working. What's happening, Ubaid? Let me know. Make there my dash folder is this prompt for new folder. Yes, you could do something like that. Alexandra's lost as well. No worries, and I will show you shortly a simpler way to do this with AI. I just want to give it like a high level understanding of how this works, and then trying to do it the non AI way basically before we go into it. Sam said I typed make there space my folder and nothing happened. Sam, now go ahead and type in ls and see if you type in ls if you see my dash folder. What you might have done is you might have made this new folder, but made it not on your desktop. You might have created completely somewhere else, right? So when you go and type in make dir, you have to see where you're at. Right now, I'm in this test folder. So if I type in make dir, it would create it in that test folder. So wherever you're currently at, and this shows where you're currently at, when you type in make dir, that's where it's going to create the folder. I wrote it for 3 seconds, then I sent it again, and I didn't reorganize. I finished my website front end and back end. From the front end very generic. I used everything in Claude Code, and I mean everything. I am trying to make it immersive. Nice, Nirov. I'm excited to see what you built. Are the recordings for the lectures for fast track students different from the YouTube put on Help Bank? No, Joseph. We actually the recordings we've decided to share with everyone. I created a folder in my desktop. Yay! There you go. Where do you get the test folder? So I created the test folder. So I'll run through this one more time while right before I pull everybody back in. But if I'm here, I open the new terminal, right? I can type in cd and then desktop to go onto my desktop, and now I'm on my desktop, right? And now I can type in make dir and then test folder, and that just created a new folder on my desktop basically. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna go ahead and pull everybody back in. All right. Okay, Ube, let's not do that. Yeah, please don't paste that in there. Lachlan, oh, thank you, Lachlan. Thanks for letting me know. Yes, some of the commands are different. Okay, back. Cool. Hopefully, you guys got a sense of that. If you didn't, it is okay. I'm about to show you how to do this process with AI, but I wanted you to try to at least get a sense of it. And some people ask, like, what is the reasoning we do this? Because I don't want you guys to go blindly talking to the AI, and then when things break, you always need somebody to refer to. When you learn it from this and you like kind of understand how the systems work behind it, you don't need to actually go do this in the future. But when something goes wrong, sometimes you'll realize what went wrong, and you can guide the AI in the right direction. Thanks to my squad, I worked it out. Nice. Okay. And if you didn't, guys, that's completely okay. All right. And another thing is, I just put a link into the chat. So I went ahead and I put together a full guide on how to do this, both on Mac and on Windows, where you can go step by step and learn how to do this GitHub process that we're about to go through. But make sure you switch between Windows and Mac. If you have Linux, I'm sorry, I don't have a Linux setup, but yeah. Cool. All right. Now we're going to go into GitHub, which we talked about. So the whole reason we kind of worked on the terminal is to teach you how to get GitHub set up on your computer so you can grab your code from Lovable. So again, I'm going to repeat it one more time. We're on Lovable, right? We went to Lovable. We have our project. We pressed this arrow at the top. We went to settings. We pressed Git, and we synced our project to GitHub. when we sync our project to GitHub, it'll give us a link to GitHub. So now we are on GitHub, and this is where our code is stored. Now our objective is to grab this code and pull it onto our computer, right? From GitHub onto our actual computer. Now, what is GitHub? GitHub is the website we were just on. Git and GitHub are separate things. GitHub is a platform built on top of like the concept of Git, and Git is basically like a version control system. What is a version control system? So like on Google Docs, you will have a version control system, you know, where on Google Docs, there's a history button. You can press it and you can go and look back in history of the different edits you made. And I have a picture of this on the right hand side, right? So you can go back to like whatever your document looked like back in December or whatever it may be. That is a version control system. It just basically means we have a way of going back to previous versions of something that we made. And this is what GitHub is for, right? So if I come back to GitHub, you can see here, this is my version control. All of the changes I'm making to my app, you can see each change that's being made one by one up here, going up. And I can go back to any of these previous versions. And this is actually the reason a lot of people use GitHub, because like, let's say you worked on your project for a while and you had it at a good point, then you spent a couple days trying to add a new feature and it broke everything. Now what do, right? You spent months building this project and you broke it and you don't know how to fix it. What do? You use a version control system to go back to a point in time where your project was working, restore that, and then work on it from there. So it's like kind of like backups of your project at every point as you go through. So that is what GitHub and the concept of Git is, right? And it kind of, what GitHub does, it files, you make changes to a bunch of your files, right? So I might make changes to like 50 files. It'll batch those 50 files together and put that into version 1. And then I might make changes to another 5 files after. It'll batch it together and put that as version 2. So this kind of how it works. So how we want to get started is, first of all, you need to create a GitHub account if you didn't already. So you just come to github.com, you just search up GitHub, and you just, you know, come make an account here. Sign up for GitHub and create an account. Simple process. Then what you need to do, depending on if you're on Mac or on your Windows, you need to download this. If you're on Windows, you download this. If you're on Mac, you got to run brew install git. How do you run brew install git? Through your terminal. So this is why you taught your terminal, right? You need to go into your terminal and type brew install git. That is the second step for Mac, right? I already downloaded it, so I don't need to do that, but that's what you would do. And then you need to set up your GitHub configs. So whether you're on Mac or you're on Windows, you need to type these lines in, right? GitHub config -- global space. Oh, my camera turned off. 1 second. Why did that happen? Give me a sec. I think my camera's overheating, but let's turn it back on. Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, so you would go ahead and type all of this, and then in the quotations, and you get rid of the quotations and type in your actual name. And I don't expect you to be following along right now, so don't worry. But this is what you would do next. This is step 3, and then step 4 is there's actually, okay, so I actually cut it out, but there's a bunch of more steps that you need to do that I put together for you guys on this guide that I shared, right? So this is all on this guide of all the steps that you need to type into your terminal. So all the like the black bars is what you need to type into your terminal. It's a long process. It's a little bit hard, but what I've done as well is at the bottom of this, you can go all the way. So you can go through this yourself. And if you are somebody who wants to like go a little deeper into the learning, I would recommend going and actually typing each of these yourselves and kind of getting an understanding of how this works. I think it can be useful for you. It's a one-time process that you have to do. You don't ever have to do it again. But yeah, I would recommend it. But if you just want to get it set up and get going, I put together a prompt that does all of this for you, that we're going to feed into an AI. And instead of actually having to go type all of these one by one into your terminal, an AI can guide you through the entire thing, right? So don't panic. Just come to this and use this prompt to get it all set up for you. Okay? So yeah, so what you could do is copy this prompt and then go ahead and have an AI help you out with it. Now the question is like, what AI is going to help me out with it? How do I do it? Because you can't if you take this prompt and you try to paste it into here and you just like kind of hit it, this doesn't work, right? This is not an AI. This is a terminal. So we need to put it into an AI. and that's on our computer. So we have two options. One is Warp. You can download Warp if you like. Warp, what Warp is, it's a terminal just like this, but it's an AI powered terminal. And they have a free trial that gives you some credits. So it's the same thing, except instead of having to type in commands like we did in here to make a folder, I can just say like make a new folder called super cool on my desktop, right? And you could hit enter and it would go ahead and do that. But what you can also do here is paste in the prompt that I gave you. The other option for a tool that you can get is Cursor. And this is probably the one I would recommend. We have to get Cursor regardless. So Cursor is another AI tool and one that we'll be talking more about today. But yeah, if you get Cursor, they also have their own AI. So you can open their AI. Yeah, so the AI is here and you can paste all of this too. Cursor has access to your terminal. So it can run commands for you through your terminal. And when you type all of this in, you hit enter, it'll go ahead and do it all for you. And how I've set this up is I have the AI ask you for the different things you need. So once you type this in, the AI will ask you some questions. So it'll ask you like, what is your name? What is your email? And you'll type those in and then it'll set this whole process up for you. So yeah, this will go through. Let me guess, you got a stake in Cursor? No, we don't. No, we have no affiliations with Cursor. Honestly, like all of the tools I've recommended you guys through this program, the only one we have an affiliation with is Lovable, and Lovable is like the tool I was teaching even before we were affiliated with them. So I'm honestly just telling you the tools that I think are the best. So okay, so what we're gonna do now we'll go back, slow it down one more time. Cursor. So now everybody is gonna download Cursor on the web, right? So step one, you go to Cursor, you search Cursor, you come online, you type in Cursor, and you press download. Once you've downloaded Cursor, you open Cursor. So I'll go open Cursor. Here it is. Sorry, let me clean this up. I have a lot of files going on here. So once you have Cursor, you'll go ahead and open Cursor, and you can hit this. You can toggle this. You can press toggle agents, and it'll give you a place to talk to an AI. And then you'll go to this guide that I provided, that where I've written out all the steps. Here, you'll hit copy prompt, and then you'll paste this prompt in here, and you'll hit enter, and then it will set up this GitHub process for you, right? This is a hard lecture. Yes, this is definitely a hard lecture. I realize you can go back through it and watch it a couple times. This is why I'm kind of repeating the steps. You can do it without Cursor. You don't need to download Cursor, but it just makes it easier. And Cursor has a free plan. That's why I recommended it as well, because we don't need to pay anything to set this up. Yeah, going through this guide will make it a lot easier for you to do. There's a lot of options. There's Cursor, there's anti-gravity, there's Codex. You can use all of these. I'm just going through Cursor today, and what's nice about Cursor is like once you have it on Cursor, you can also edit your projects off of Cursor. This is similar to Lovable, right? How we were editing projects. What you can do with Cursor though, you can switch your models. So like if you're typing in here, you can either let them select the model themselves, or you can turn this off, and you can actually switch between ChatGPT, between Claude, and you can use Gemini from Google, DeepSeek, whatever. I don't know if they have DeepSeek actually, but yeah, look, these are all of the models they have available, so you can use any of them, right? So that's the nice thing about Cursor, where you can try different AI models as well. Okay, nice. So if you thought that was complicated, it's gonna be a little bit complicated, like as we continue. But here, so we set all of this, we typed all of this up, right? And we set it up. The one thing that it's gonna ask you as well is we're gonna need to know where our code is stored. So going back to Lovable, we're on Lovable, right? We're on Lovable. We go press up here, we go to the settings, and I'm repeating this a couple times just because people might be lost. You press Git over here, you can press sync to GitHub projects, you press view on GitHub, and what you want to do is come and grab this green item, this green button, press it here, and press copy this link. So now we're actually going to do the process. You copy this link, you come to Cursor, and you can type, and then you will type clone this code for me onto my desktop. So this right here, if you've been lost till this point, just follow the guide that I sent, paste that into your AI, download Cursor. Once you have Cursor, this is all you need to type in. You grab your GitHub link, you come onto Cursor and you say clone this code onto my desktop for me. And you hit enter. And now we will get finally our code from Lovable onto our desktop. So this is what this whole process was for, on how to set up your our repository so we can chat and use different AI tools. So and it's set up, so now it's on my desktop. And I can go ahead and kind of show you. This is, mine was called random joy spin, but this is now on, this file is now on my computer and I have all of it, right? So that is how you get all of your code from Lovable onto your actual computer, so you can use different tools to continue working on it. And let me go. How many of you are with me? Not it's okay if you haven't followed along. I didn't expect you to follow along, but how many of you kind of understand the concepts and know what steps to take next if you want to go try to do this yourself? Some said nope, yes, with you. Okay, good. 80% with you, maybe with you, almost. Okay, I'm with you kind of in spirit. Not me, yes, me. I am, but slowly. I honestly have no idea, kind of. Okay, good. So it seems we're, most of us are generally there, right? And if you're not, that is completely okay. We likely in the office hours this week, we will just have one of them where we go through this again, just more slowly if you're lost, so you can understand it again. And what I'm teaching you today, like at Berkeley, probably takes 3 weeks to teach, right? So yeah, I realize it's really fast. I just want to give you as much as possible in the time that we have together. Cool. So that's how it works. And once I've done this, I have my code on my computer, which is great. So now I can press, you can press open folder, and I can go to my desktop and find the folder and hit open. Oops. And I almost just shared all my API keys with you guys. Okay. Nice. Okay. And so I'm sorry. I'm gonna go and hit file and then open folder again, and then I'm gonna hit. This is the folder that it downloaded, so I'm gonna hit open, and all of my files are here now. So if I press this drop down, this is my code. All of my code that I was working on Lovable is now here on my desktop, and I can continue to chat with it now. And there's this toggle agents button at the top right I can press, and I can start chatting with it. So let's say I want to make my, let's go back to my Lovable project. And this preview is giving us problems. So let's go ahead and refresh it. It seems like Lovable is a little bit slow today. Let me close some of these tabs. Okay, nice. So this is our Lovable app, right? And let's say I want to make the background blue, right? I can come onto Cursor and I can say update the site to make the background bright blue. And then I'm also going to say, and then push the changes. I'll explain what this part means in a second, but I'll hit enter there. And let's see if it actually works. Let's see if I can now use both of these tools to make edits. So you can see here, it's making different edits. It's going through. And the nice thing about Cursor, did you see how fast that was? They have a model called the Composer 2.5. And that took like 2 or 3 seconds for that change to take place. It was a simple change, but this is a really, really fast model. It's not as smart, but it makes your changes super, super fast when you type with it. Okay, so I typed that in. And let's see if it actually works. So we can go back to here. We can go back to Lovable. And sometimes it takes a little bit to update. But you can see, on our chat, you can see this GitHub icon. And now it says, set site background to bright blue. So it seems like the change came through. So let me go ahead and refresh up here. And let's see if it actually worked. This is Lovable being slow for us right now. Yeah, let me refresh. Lovable doesn't always have access to your PC. Yes, so Lovable isn't looking at the code on our PC. It's looking at the code on GitHub that we were talking about. So let's go ahead and refresh it a couple times again. And sometimes you can hit update here as well, if it's not loading. So I'll hit update and see if that works. But we should see shortly that this updates to blue. We can see that the change came through right here, right? So give it a second. Let's go ahead and refresh again. I thought it looked at cursor. Will this fix my lack of credit issues? Somewhat, yes, because cursor also gives you more credits, so you can use your free lovable credits, and then you can use your free cursor credits and cycle between them as you have them. So it seems like it's taking a little bit to load. I'll also add another one. I'll say add a title at the top of the page that says this is super cool, all big, and push. Okay, so and that's a key term you have to say when you work on cursor is to say push, and I'll explain what that means in a second, but let's go through another change again. Okay, so it seems like it went ahead and made that change. Let's see if we see it on Lovable. And we see that it came in. It said add a large title to the top of the program. Nice, okay. Some people mentioned Lovable being slow today, and it seems like Lovable being slow today because it's not displaying. So just give it some time. Yeah. Let me go ahead and try to update again. Oh, okay, nice. Here we go. So if this happens to you as well, sometimes the Lovable preview, I think if a lot of people are on the program or whatever it may be slow. So what you can do instead is just manually update your app, hit update here when you make a change, and then go to the actual link rather than viewing the preview on here. What you see here is a preview. It isn't your actual site. Your actual site is this link. So if it's ever being slow, grab the actual link and go there. And if the actual link doesn't have a change you want, you need to make sure that you come here and you press update. But you can see, nice, right? So this site is public to everybody. I'll put it in the chat so you guys can see it too. But yeah, now it says this is super cool, and it's blue. So now this is great because now I just used cursor. I just used Lovable, and I could use other tools if I want as well now. Now, like, you can download any AI tool basically and continue working on it. So let's say you want Claude, right? If I have Claude on my computer, I can go ahead and bring up Claude and tell Claude to make another change. Now you have access to any AI tool working on your project now, which gives you like a superpower kind of, right? So that's awesome. We got that working. Now, how is this working on the backend? Well, I'll pause for questions briefly here. I don't want to be token hunting. Yeah, if you can pay for the AI credits, I do recommend paying for the AI credits. But if you are struggling and you can't pay for it, this is one method where you can hunt for free credits. What about Quen? Yeah, so now you can use Quen as well. If you download onto your Quen onto your computer, you can use Quen to make changes. Would you use Claude Cowork or Claude Code? I would use Claude Code. Where is the resource material to copy and paste the prompt? It's up in the chat if you scroll up a little bit higher, but I'll also paste it in the Help Link Accelerator. The recap, a usual post after this. What does push mean? That we're about to get in what push means. Then when the changes are made, it auto updated the desktop file and read it back into Lovable. Yes, because I said and push, and I'll explain what that means. I use DeepSeek. Yeah, go ahead, use DeepSeek. That's great. All right, cool. And then somebody asked, how do I apply screenshots onto that? You could, so like if I just took a screenshot of here, you could just like drag it into your chat. There should be a button you can press and you can hit attach, or you can take screenshots, but hit attach and attach any screenshot you have. Okay, cool. So now I want to talk about this and push thing I was saying, and this is a little bit complicated, right? So this is my code on cursor. Let's go to a random file in here to show you guys. So like, let's say I went to this file. We don't even need to worry about what it is, but this is some my code, right? Now let's say like I edited some of this code and I typed something different in here. This doesn't mean my website just instantly changed here. This is the code on my computer. The code that actually matters is the code on GitHub, right? So let's go back to GitHub now and go through that again. So I'll open GitHub again. So I'll come here. I'll go to settings. I'll go to Git. I'll open my GitHub. Now you can see all of the changes we're making when you open GitHub, there's this thing called commit. You can click commit, and commit is basically like each change. So you can actually see the changes. You can see like earlier I made the background cream, and you can see I did this through Lovable because there's a Lovable icon, right? And then yeah, so this was one of the changes, and then I made it green, and then this change that just happened, I made it blue, and you can see this is from cursor, the cursor icon, right? But GitHub is storing all these changes. It doesn't matter what AI it's coming from, but it's storing all these changes. Now, how it works on Lovable is each time on Lovable that you type in something, so if I were to say make the background, I don't know, purple, and I typed it in, what Lovable does is it takes your updates and puts it onto GitHub every time you hit this update button. So right now, when I type this in and it'll make it purple, my site won't actually change. Nothing will happen until it makes the change, and then I press update my site, right? The way on cursor that we do that when we want to make those changes is saying push. So right? So we'll say the change that we want to make, and then we'll say push that change. And pushing that change basically means, hey, take the code that we just changed and push that code onto GitHub. So GitHub is the source of truth, and Lovable makes changes and sends it to GitHub, and Cursor makes changes and sends it to GitHub. And then what is on GitHub is what your user sees. So Lovable just finished here. It's made the background blue. So the preview here shows purple, but that's not our actual site, right? This is not our actual site. Our actual site is this link, which even if I refresh it right now, it's still blue. It's still blue. It's not purple. Now, once I go here and I hit update, now it'll take a minute, but then that's when the change actually gets implemented. So hopefully that makes it a little bit more clear, and we're understanding that now. So this will take a minute and this will make it purple, right? But that is the whole concept. And you can go and learn more about GitHub and Git if you're interested, but this is the idea of pushing and pulling. Now, one more thing. When I made a change on Cursor, Lovable immediately knew that I made this change, right? It's right here. It saw it. It saw my change immediately. Cursor is not the same way. If right now when I made my website purple, Cursor doesn't know that my website is now purple. I need to tell it, hey, go check the latest version of the site and see what the latest changes are. And the way that you do that is on this left-hand side, there's this branch icon, and this might be covered, but you hit the branch icon, and then you press these three dots, and there's this push and pull concept. So push is sending out changes. Pull is checking what are the latest changes. So you would come here and you would hit pull, right? And when you hit pull, that means it'll update your Cursor code to the latest version of your actual GitHub code. So GitHub is always the source of truth, and then we have Lovable and Cursor, and we can work on GitHub from either end, but we need to make sure we're working on the latest version of the truth. And now if I come here and I hit refresh, now it's purple, right? Because I hit the update button. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, this is weeks and weeks of lecture at top universities to go through. So like, do not worry if you're behind. And also, here's the other thing. If you didn't understand today's lecture, you don't need to do any of it. You can continue building on Lovable and launch your project, and you don't need to do the other stuff. If down the line you want to learn how to use other tools, you can go deeper into it. But otherwise, this is all you need. Continue. If Lovable is working for you and it's fine, just continue building on Lovable. You don't need to do these other stuff. But I want to teach you and like prepare you for how to do this in the future if you want to go after that. All right, cool. And these are some more of the Git concepts that I won't go deeper into. And I'll pause to answer some of the questions today. Raseb said, I kind of understood this. Nice. Good, Raseb. I thought this accelerator was no code. We have to use Cursor or GitHub. You don't have to use it. So this is still no code. We're not actually writing any code. We're having the AI code for us. But that's how you could set it up if you want to become a little bit more technical and have more capabilities. You need to create a tech stack grid with what agent companies do the same thing. Claude, ChatGPT, Gemini, Obsidian, Warp. You're dropping names. But what if we are... Okay. Yeah, we can... I can put something together like that. If Lovable doesn't understand your prompt, can you use Cursor or Claude instead? Yes, exactly. And that's the point of today. Like if something's not working on Lovable, you can try a different AI. Complicated, but nice to have a step-by-step. Okay, good. Glad to hear. Just time flies. Yeah. Is there a reason to use Cursor when I use Claude Code? No, you can use Claude Code. Claude Code is fine. The reason some people use Cursor is if you want to actually view your code, it's hard to view your code on Claude Code, but Cursor lets you view your code. But for the sake of this accelerator, we're not actually looking at code at all. So you definitely don't need it, but it's an option if you want. I heard Lovable was running into would have trouble running code that was edited using Claude or Cursor. Is that completely false? Yeah, Levi, I would say that's false. I mean, there are ways that you could edit it to like break everything, but generally that's not true. Will we get the recordings? Yes, recordings are always on HelpBank. So on HelpBank, we always make an announcement with the recap of the week and all the links that we talked about and shared. This just feels complicated. That the more things that are plugged into more places, you have to check when it goes wrong. No, Becky, don't kind of, but these are like, think about it. If you're in a woodworking shop and you have a bunch of tools, at the end of the day, the only thing that actually matters is your sculpture. So you can have a bunch of tools that you never use, but it doesn't matter. So GitHub is our code, like our product, right? All these things I'm teaching you are tools, and you don't have to use any of them. So it's not gonna go mess something up. It's just a tool you can grab if you want, but you don't have to. You don't have to use the tool. So this is good for future proofing. Yes. I mean, after the course is over, will we still get the recordings? Yes, at least for a while you will have them. Yeah, you'll have them. Is Claude the same as Claude Code? They're slightly different. You explained using Vercel, but wasn't the only way to have a chance on the prizes building purely on Lovable? No, Tom, you can use any other tools. You to qualify for the prizes, you do not need to use any certain tool. You can use whatever you like. Okay, cool. That is kind of the main portion that I wanted to go over today. This is the toughest lecture, really tough lecture. If you got even like 50% of it, good job on you. Give yourself a pat on the back. We have some other stuff that I want to quickly just chat about, and more, this is just so you have it in the back of your mind, not things that you need to implement today, but getting your website production ready. There's a couple different things that you might want to try to do, and this is just for your reference to look back at later. So one is emails. So what your emails on default will look like on Lovable is like this. Like if somebody signs up, they will get an email that says confirm your sign up, but it looks terrible. It looks like this. It says Supabase. So how do you customize this if you want, right? So what you would do is you would go into Supabase. So you would have to go into your project. Sorry, not here. So you would have to go into your Supabase project. And then let me open up the Supabase. Sorry, let's just type in Supabase. So wherever you have your project stored, you'll go ahead and open it. And then what you would do is you would go to authentication on the left, and this will be available for the recording, so don't like panic to write anything down. Authentication, emails, and then here are all the different emails. You have to be on the paid version of Supabase if you want to do this. But yeah, if you come here, you can click it and you can change what that email looks like if you want to make it look nicer. So that's one thing. The other thing, if you want to sign in with Google, I have another resource for this that I'll share after the class. But this is something that you can do as well. It's a little bit harder. I don't recommend it. If you're a little bit more advanced and you want to try to do it, go ahead. I have a whole doc on how to do this that we'll share in the announcements afterwards. But this is basically it. You want to go to like console.cloud.google.com, and this screenshot is pretty helpful. Like, and when you go through the tutorial for that, if you want, it'll show you how to go through all of this. And then another one is setting up payments. If you want to set up payments, that will be through Stripe. So if you want to set up payments, and I don't recommend setting up payments yet. I don't think anybody's app in a couple of weeks is at the place where you want to be accepting payments. I would recommend launching it for free and trying to get feedback early on. But if you want to set up payments, it's rather easy to do for Stripe, and that's like the platform that I would recommend checking out to set up some payment options. Another one is domain addresses. So on Lovable, we talked about this in last class too. But if you come up to the publish button, it gives you a random URL, but nobody kind of would trust this random Lovable URL. So whenever you're ready to actually launch, you probably want to add a custom domain, which you can do here. So you would press this and you have to purchase it, but you can find what custom domains are available and do that. I wouldn't spend too much time trying to figure out what your name is. Time box yourself to an hour or two, figure out what the name of your company is. You can always change it in the future. What's more important is your product. Do not spend mass amounts of time trying to figure out an amazing name. Okay, cool. The other thing is page title. So this is like a small one, but you see, if I go to any site, you can see at the top, like, here's a lovable icon and here's the name of the site. Here's a Supabase icon and here's the name of the site. By default, your the site that you make on Lovable. So if I open this site, see, it has a globe icon here and it says number wheel, but you can edit this as well. So you could change this by just telling your AI chat, telling Lovable, like, upload an image into Lovable and say, hey, make this my logo and change it on the top of the screen tabs, and change my page title to XYZ, right? So you would just tell it to do that. Another one is to remove AI badges. So if you're building on Lovable, come to settings, and then you can come to general, and there's one that says hide Lovable badge here. So you want to turn that on. Otherwise, at the bottom right of your project, it says this project was built on Lovable, and you just probably want to remove the branding before you launch. So yeah, go ahead and hide that Lovable badge. The other one is to update a preview image. So what a preview image is, if you send your website to somebody, this is what it would look like. It would be the name of your site, and then it would have an image of Lovable. So you probably want to update that image to be an image of whatever your company is going to look like. So I would recommend doing that. Just go and tell your AI. And again, for all of these, most of them you're just telling your AI, hey, do this for me. I'm just making you aware of like product changes that you want to implement before you go live. So yeah, find a picture, upload it into your Lovable chat, and say, hey, I want to change the image preview of when I'm sending links to look like this image. And then another one that you might want to set up is Google Analytics. So Google Analytics is super quick to set up. You just search up Google Analytics. You go to the first link. Yeah, so it's you come here, go to Analytics, and this goes to my Analytics page. But if you weren't on there, it's a pretty simple setup. You type in your website, and this is nice because it'll just start collecting data of people that are coming onto your site that you don't need to use yet, but it's nice to start collecting the data so that in the future you have it if you need it. So that's another thing I would recommend, is just go onto Google Analytics and set that up. All right, that's about it. A lot of stuff going by really fast this lecture. Hopefully it was rich for you, and the recording is there for you guys to take a look back at it if you need. For the rest of class, one, make sure you fill out the attendance forms. Most importantly, Simon's coming next week, so the questions that you guys put in there, I'm going to curate them together. The things that get asked the most, the best questions, we're going to ask Simon live next week. And then the other piece is we're going to have a little bit of squad time at the end. Not a ton of time for it, but I'll put you guys into your squads for the next 5 to 7 minutes to have a chat. And yeah, and then what I want you to talk about in your squads is just, again, your experience building on Lovable, tips you can share with each other. What was your biggest tip? What was your biggest strength? And then in your squad chats, go ahead and post that if you like, so that we can go ahead and look through and hear from you. And then the last thing I want to recommend you guys is this week is, if you are further along, or if you, first of all, utilize the help bank. If you are one of the people who were lost today, and it seems most people were roughly there with us, but if you are a little bit more lost, we have the support for you guys. We have the TA sessions where we're bringing out. So come join those, or go to the Help Bank Accelerator and just ask for help. Ask for questions. Whatever questions you have, ask it in here, and we'll come out and help you out with it. And then the other thing I want you guys to do is to show your work section. If you are further along, and I've seen some people already doing this, go ahead and post a link to your app and share it on there. And if you need any advice, whatever you need from people, ask for help. And then when you do that, also go and look lower and help out 3 other people as well, right? So when you ask for help, go ahead and help other people as well. And if we do that, we'll all be helping each other, and it'll be great. So yeah, I'll break you guys out for 5 minutes, roughly 5-6 minutes to chat with your squads, and then I'll bring everybody back in. And yeah, but that'll be lecture for this week, and I'll bring everybody back in, and I'll be here to chat, answer some questions. All right, I'll give you guys 5 minutes of squad breakout room now, starting now. for people who are in here, I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm just gonna grab water real quick. Will be next week. Don't worry. Oh, Matthew asked, can you show how to remove the AI log badge? Sure. You come to Lovable. You're on your project. You press this arrow at the top. You come to settings. On general, you just scroll down, and here it is, hide Lovable badge, and you turn that on to hide it. Oh, where's the attendance form? It's in the schedule, same place as always, but I can share a link with you as well. So you come into here, you come to schedule, you come to week 3. Oops. Oh, so it should open in a second, since it opens typically after lecture. I guess we have 3 more minutes to go before it opens. A huge question. Yes, you can't type it in. Yes, is it a? Yeah, yes. I'll be here. I'll be here. How long after the course will the lecture videos remain available? I think indefinitely. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it should be indefinitely. I'll just probably private the videos, but you guys will have access. I'll unlist the videos, but you'll have access to them. Where can we get the resources to enter the prompts to cursor? If you scroll up in this chat, you should be able to find it. I think I closed mine, but Ayush is gonna post it on Help Link. So there will be a post from Ayush every week pinned at the top here, and you'll have access to it there. Oh, thank you, Ayush. There we go. Think I need to start my app from scratch with all this info from the last couple lectures. Kath, and that's not bad. You know, it's way better to start over from scratch early on rather than later when you have a bunch of progress. What is a build session? And that's just literally time where we all hop on together and we just build on our own. So it's just like, you know how like sometimes in a library it's nice to work alongside other people. We're creating that same environment kind of remotely where we can just be alongside each other, kind of have the portal open up on the side, be working. We can hop out and chat if we need, but that's kind of what it will be for, just to have some time to focus work on your project. Can we get a link to the... Yes. I would just favorite this link to have it on your Chrome browser. This is going to be the attendance form. I have spent a significant amount of time building this week and not in a build session. I might try it out. Nice, yeah. If you want to see you there. Kyla says, I signed up for the Lovable Pro before the AI Squad's course began. Sent in proof, but still I do not have access to the helping accelerator. Kyla, go ahead and send us an email then. I would normally ask you to ask for help in the helping accelerator, but if you can't do that, go ahead and send us an email. You should have access if you to the helping accelerator, but we can help you out with that. Yeah, just let us know your email address and we'll put you in. Sorry for that. We don't really. It's difficult to handle that part because Lovable has to send it into us, so that's all we see. If we don't see anybody, we don't know why. Loving these AI sessions. Thanks for doing these. Thanks, Matthew. Appreciate it. Thanks for the feedback. How about if we need to change your idea? You can change your idea. Change your idea whenever you want. We encourage you to change your idea. Your idea badge doesn't need to match your launch badge. You can change it whenever you want. How do I move squads? You come into the portal. You go into... Oh, right now? Yes, I can send you my email. If you want to change your squads for the future, you just come on to here. You go to community. You come to squad. And you can you press manage squad and press leave squad. And go join another squad. Oh, right now we're about to pull everybody back in. So, yeah, I'm pulling back everyone right now. But Raseb, normally how you would do it, when you're in the squad room, there's a 3-dot button. If you press that, it should give you an option to join a different squad. Are we allowed to go on live? Yes. I will have... Let me just do a wrap-up, and then we can do that. All right. Everybody's rolling back in. Hopefully you had a good time, a good little short time chatting with your squads. Thanks all for tuning in this week. The attendance form is on the AI Squads portal like normal, but I'll just put it in the chat as well. Here it is. And people say I have a couple questions. Cool. Yeah, I have an awesome squad. Yeah, if this wasn't your squad, Jonas, it's because they didn't show up and you got combined with other people from other squads. But yeah. Cool. All right, awesome. Thanks all. Feel free to drop off. I'll stick around for some questions. But that'll be it for this week. Attendance still locked. Let me double check on that. So if you come to week 3 and let's refresh. Oh, it seems okay. It seems it's still locked. Let me go ahead and manually open that. Okay. It should open up in a second. Now. Let me go ahead and share. Give me a sec. But yeah, feel free to drop off. You can fill that out later as well. All right. Thanks everyone, Squad 37. Thanks, Jason. Shout out to Squad 37. I'm glad you guys are enjoying your squads. My app will need AI. How do I connect to it? I understand you have to pay. What options do you have? You would use an API. And let me just share the link here and we can chat about that a little bit more. Okay, cool. Now it's open. Attendance for periods. All right, for everybody dropping off, thank you. Have a good one. See you next time. And now I'll take some questions. Loving Squad 1. I love that Squad 1. Amazing session. Thank you. Thanks all. Bye. Can you show us how to connect to Supabase again? Yes. Timing, energy, subjects, perfect. Thanks, Mohammed. I appreciate it. Are we supposed to be building an app or a website? I would recommend building a website, not a mobile app, because it's a little bit more difficult, but you can do either, and you're eligible for prizes either way. Privacy for users, yes, that is a concern. So there's two ways, so right? There's one way of asking AI to review your privacy for your users before launching. If it's super important that you don't leak your privacy, I would consult somebody ahead of time. Somebody who's an expert in this. But the AI is pretty strong at setting up the security if you just tell it what information you don't want people to access. I don't know which squad to join. Rosab, just look through, I'd pick a random one and hop in there. It's difficult. There's so many. Have a good one, Suzanne. Jonas looking for a squad was on. Yeah, feel free to post in the help link. If you guys have a cool squad you want to invite people to, or you need a squad, make a post. Push yourself out your comfort zone, and then you'll go 100%. Do I need to start again? I didn't use super base. Abhishek, you don't need to start again. You're just tied down to lovable if you didn't use super base. But that's okay. Like, you don't need. It depends on what your project is for, right? You don't need to restart. But if you want the flexibility to move off later, you probably want to do it on super base. Thanks, Cecilia. What time in the UK? You'll have to check the schedule page. I don't know the conversions. These are in Pacific time, so I think whatever is listed here, it's probably 8 hours ahead for you. Hey, Shakruk is inviting people to Squad 65. There you go. Thanks. How to not get into legal trouble? Yeah, that's an important one. I'm building a website separately for my product and services, but I'm building an app on Lovable that is separate to this. Am I doing this wrong? No, Becky, you can do whatever you want. Don't build a website that's not useful for you. If you want to continue working on that other website, just continue working on that other website. But if this other website you're building on Lovable is useful for you, continue working on that. We just want you to work on whatever is actually the most useful for you. I've heard security matters when giving tools like Cursor or Claude access to my computer account. Any quick safety tips? Muhammad is like, yeah. Yes, there is security concerns there, but like I was working previously at Coinbase and they would allow it, right? And sure, they have like some different measures set up, but in general, I would say the risk is very, very, very low of anything happening with Claude Code set up on your computer. So yeah, there always is a risk. I don't have. If you want, there's different modes when you're using something like Claude Code where you can have it ask you for permissions before it does anything. But then that just makes it super slow because you have to sit there all day and accept its permission after permission after permission. I recommend giving it full reins to your computer, but at your own risk. I don't want to be held liable for anything that happens, but I personally take the risk, and I know people who are doing much more important stuff than me who are also taking the risks, so it's fine. Recep said, guys, what squad should I join? Somebody invited you to Quad 65. Somebody. What did Sue say? How easy/hard is it to evolve my webpage into a mobile app to be able to have it available on the App Store? So it depends how complex your app is. If it's a simple app, sometimes honestly, if you use Claude Code and you put the right settings on, it can be one prompt of converting the whole thing. But if it's something that's like very visual or a little bit more complex, then it might take. It's so variable. It really depends. But in general, I think the most important difficult part of building products is figuring out the actual product, not the code. Like once you figured out what the actual product worked, like the hardest part of AI squads wasn't building AI squads. It was figuring out the concept for AI squads and what this schedule page should look like and what the badges should look like and things like that. Once you figure all that out, porting it to mobile, I think is easier than that initial part of building the product, but it really depends. The attendance, please. Yeah, the attendance is open. I can share a link again. Oops. How can I get go into a locked-in room? Yeah. So for a locked-in room, you just come here, go to campus, and you can hit the lock-in room and hit join lock-in room, and you'll be locked in. Okay. Somebody said the attendance, please, and we answered that one. I am building. If I am building page by page, how do I make sure every page looks the same? And then how do I join them together? Natasha, yeah, I mean, first, for joining them together, you would tell the AI, like, hey, if I press this button on this page, then I should go to this page, right? So you would tell it the connections. How do you make them look good together? What I recommend typically is build one page and make it look as good as possible, like how you love it with the theme and everything. Then every page you're building after that, you tell it, hey, make this new page you're making look like this page. So I tend to spend a lot of time on that first page design and then tell all the other pages to look similar to that one. Are you pulling people into the live? I will be shortly. I'm just taking, I'll start with answering these quick fire questions and then we'll pull some people in. What is Commons, Office Hours, Lecture Hall? What's the difference between them? Yeah, Commons is just a place to hang out. So if you want to just chat with people, you can be there. Office Hours is obviously when we hold the office hour sessions. That's where I'll be. So you come in there. Lecture Hall is what we're in right now talking. And the lock-in rooms. Lock-in rooms is like a place where you're really not meant to chat. It's just like people kind of sitting next to each other working, maybe saying something every now and then, but it's more for focus. Where do you upload the stuff? On Help Bank Accelerator? the sessions and slides are uploaded here. Andrea, Sepp, I so love my avatar here. It motivates me all the time. Thank you, Andrea. That's awesome. Thank you. That's awesome feedback. Thank you, Andrea. I'm glad to know. Uh, does anybody else feel the same? Does anybody hate their avatar? I've seen some interesting ones. I saw somebody was like a fox the other day. Let me pull this up. Where is it? Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, is Rami in here? Rami's a cat. What else? Let's see. There's some cool one. I like Nick got a cool hat. Yeah, people got some really cool ones. Max is a goat. I don't know if people were doing this on purpose or like uploaded a random photo and then had it come out to that. Love my avatar and my husband's too. Nice. Oh, you and your husband are in together? That's awesome. I love it. Avatar is awesome. Mine is cute. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. Somebody said, can you explain the money prize thing? Are there prizes? Not in the know apparently. So yes, retail, we're giving away $10,000 in prizes. First place gets 5K, then 3K, then 2K. Yep. And the community choice award also gets 1K. And that'll happen on the final lecture. Do we first publish our projects to get the live site URL? Yes. Yes, Thompson, you do. Check out mine, Lachlan. Lachlan, you were on the leaderboard, right? I remember your name on the leaderboard. Let's check you out. Or maybe you weren't. I lied. Oh yeah, you were. Oh yeah, you're first place. Oh, that's so cool. You got like a dragon around your neck. Nice. Wait, how did you, in real life, did you have a dragon around your neck? Like, how did that even turn out to be like that? I put my avatar in my wallpaper to motivate me. I love that. I love that. Your lovable shows us already connected to Supabase. The document you put together teaches me how to connect it the first time. Caroline, no, the document I put together has nothing to do with Lovable or Supabase. That's for setting up Git and yeah, that's for setting up GitHub to get your code onto your computer so you can use Cursor and different tools. Hopefully that makes sense. Can I create an avatar on our Young Founder networking platform? Yeah, Helena and Lucy, yes, definitely. Let me know. So we're going to be introducing a referral program next week. So if you guys want to refer other people, I didn't put it out yet. I didn't get enough of a chance, but we're giving out a bunch of prizes. I want to give you guys a bunch of merch and different things. And then we're going to have QR codes that you can share. See, this is why I didn't release it yet. It's not fully ready, but you have referral codes with like little links you can download to share with people. And we'll be giving out a bunch of different stuff as well. So I'll announce that next week. What are the criteria to choose the winners? It's very open. We don't have a set criteria. It's very holistic. We don't share a rubric. Is the lecture over? Yes. Lecture is over. Bye, guys. This is just me hanging out, answering questions. I've still got to do my second week project because of the restart. Will this affect my score, Lewis? Oh, no. And I meant to mention this during the lecture. I don't know if I made it clear. The build badge wasn't due this week. That was due this coming week. If you already submitted it, good. You're ahead. If you didn't, you're fine. But you have 2 weeks to submit the build badge. All right, cool. Review my avatar. Did that? Where is the money coming from? Yeah, I'm go check them out. It's let me share a link to them. Let me go back to the slides. It's mines. Ooh, going all the way back. Yeah, big shout out to them. Here's their link. Okay, here's their link. It's Minds. It's basically like a personal AI agent, and it's by Amico. I don't know how to say them. Any Mocha brands. But yeah, shout out to them. They just wanted to give you guys a bunch of prizes. With the badges, are you able to earn more than just the bronze? It seems to have options to earn things further. Yeah, once you have the bronze. Didn't know if I was missing something. Yeah, those are for some of the other programs we have offered, not in this 4-week camp. Sometimes we let you guys like preview those badges as well, but there's no need to go further and submit those. Mihir, go ahead and send us an email if you haven't gotten access already. You should already have access. If you didn't get access, there was an issue. So go ahead and send us an email. Thanks, RF. I appreciate you. I only submitted last week's assignment because I needed help with a couple of things. I came to your office hours, but there was a mix-up, so will I be penalized for this? No, Bilal, you're completely fine. I apologize again for the office hours. I'll be holding a bunch more this week, and we'll get a chance to chat. Is the project assessment purely based on business viability, or am I okay building something that already has large companies doing a similar thing? No, Levi, that's completely fine. I mean, part of what we graded on is the usability. Like, one, is it a good product? Two, did you get people to use it, or is there a market for people to use it? But yeah, it's pretty holistic. You can definitely create something that's already being done. Cool. Okay. All right. Let me pull some people in now to chat. So everybody who put their hands up, I'm gonna take it down now. Go ahead and put your hands up again for anybody who wants to join. So just put your hands down and put it back up if you want to join on chat. All right. I see a couple people rolling in. If you're in here, please feel free to unmute your mic.
Hey, Zipper.
Yes, hello. Who am I talking to? I don't see you. Natasha, you're muted.
Oh, there. I'm here now.
Yes.
Zipper, I think I'm making this process a lot harder for myself than it needs to be.
Okay.
Is it better if I create like the architecture outside of Lovable, as in I map out what I think the user's going to be doing and when and how it works sort of in detail before I go into Lovable, because I'm kind of getting lost in that process. I realized, I thought, I sort of start going down rabbit holes, and I'm like, what is the best? If you could just say, do this, step 1, 2, 3, what is the best way? Because I think what I'm trying to do is quite complicated, because it has different areas or different functions at different points.
Yeah.
So it's not straightforward. I'm doing like a journey app.
Yeah.
An app that takes people on an experience journey.
Okay.
So it's not even information.
Okay, I see. Yeah. And honestly, like, that mapping out, I think, is harder and takes more time than like actually coding it. So I would spend a lot of time into it. This is how I recommend it. Just like page by page, mapping out the flow of what that looks like. There's this platform called Excalidraw I like to use sometimes, where like you can just kind of draw boxes and type stuff into it, right? But sometimes for myself visually, I like to put the pages together, like one after another, to kind of like lay out what I want it to look like. And then I can even screenshot that and send it into Lovable, and then give it some explanation on top. So I'll put
I'm much better visually than on what. That's the thing, is I'm much better with pictures than I am with words, and I think that's why I'm finding it difficult.
Yeah.
If I can see it, then it's much easier.
Yeah. So either like that, I would build out the flow, or maybe what you could also do is build one page at a time, and then like in your head, like build the first page, and then once you've built that, okay, what's next in the flow? Okay, let me build that next page, and the next page, and the next page, and kind of go like that, one page at a time, with the same flow in your head. That makes sense. But I would either one works. I would kind of what it's just a matter of what you're more comfortable with.
I'm thinking that the page by page actually might be a better idea, because if I've one page which has maybe some audio recordings on it, and then another page has some journaling prompts, for example, it might be better to try and do things one at a time and then knit them together, maybe.
Yeah. That sounds good with me. Try it out.
Could you put the link of that whatever you've just been showing on the drawing there? That would be really helpful. If I could have a visual tool, would be really great. Thank you.
Of course, yeah. This one's free, and it's in the chat. You can check it out. It's called Excalidraw.
Brilliant. That's lovely. Thank you.
Of course.
That's what I needed to know. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Thanks, Natasha. We got a few more people in here. Feel free to turn on your mics, preferably your camera too, so I can see you, but not required.
Hi, Safir. Can you hear me?
Yes. Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, thank you. Thanks, Safir. I just want to have a quick question. Like, I was building the app, and I was thinking, like, I wanted to put it into my custom domain, so I all set it up and it's there. But I wanted to put it in a way I can test it before I actually let the actual user to use it. So putting in a dev environment before putting into production.
Yeah.
Is there something that's possible in Lovable, or is it something that we need to use via Cursor or any other tools?
Yeah, it's a little bit more difficult to set that up.
Right.
There's a couple of options for it. Here's what I would recommend. Do you have users for your app yet or no?
Not yet, but just I wanted to test it myself before, because if it's in public, if I publish it, then people might start
Yeah.
trying it, right? So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
here's the two recommendations I would give. One is I would tell you nobody's gonna try it. Like, you can go stand on a roof and yell at people to use your product, and they won't use it. So nobody's randomly gonna find it. But still, like, if you have concerns with people finding it, what you could do, this is kind of like a hack that I would do, is like I would tell it, hey, can you put like a code on top of my app that I need to type in every time I want to access it, and just like one manual code, and you can name it whatever, and each time you want to code it. So even if anybody finds it, it's locked.
Oh, that's really good. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
Of course.
Yes, thank you. All right.
But anybody else in here who raised their hands? Questions? If not, I'll send you guys back and accept some more people. Chica. You're muted. I see your face, but you gotta unmute your mic too. Wait. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, great. Sorry. I'm actually in the camp, and we had a bit of a light issue, but that's fine. So anyway, I'm building an advertisement app, and I help people with products launch their advertisements with Meta, Google Ads, and X, and also do a landing page for them, so that they will launch their ad campaign in minutes instead of wasting a lot of time. But my challenge is this. I started off building this with Cloud Code, Canva, HP for the creatives, and all of that. But I'm trying to see how to use Lovable to build this app. Anyway, I was in the previous cohort, so I got to understand GitHub, all of that, and I was able to manage that. But going forward, I even actually did something very interesting. I was able to get to build a RAG for my country's constitution, so that legal people can use it in the law court and all of that. So my question is, how do I put on this? Actually, thanks to you, because after the first lecture, the first cohort, it was amazing. I went haywire on it and I started. In fact, for the lady that was speaking earlier, I actually built an agent that could help you just describe the product you want to build. It will give you the PRDs, the user flow diagram, and all of that. Maybe I'll drop it in the link for her to check it out one of these days. But now, this is what I want to say. For this app I'm building, it has a lot of API keys. I'm managing like 4 or 5 different API keys. And what is the way to optimize my token usage and the best gathering method I could use? That's the first one.
Okay.
And do you have better system design for this?
For optimizing token usage.
Token usage and building this infrastructure.
Okay, yeah. Can I ask how much you're spending like monthly in tokens right now?
Right now, I think I am doing about close to $75 on the marketing side, and on the AI tools, I'm doing close to around $200.
Okay. So personally, you're spending $200, and then on the your app that you created that people use, people are using your app and spending $70. Is that correct? Am I understanding that correctly?
No. So this let me break down more better for you. Okay, so my app manages Google Ads for people.
Yes.
On all platforms. And manages Meta Ads on all platforms. So you come in, say you're selling a bottle of water, we do it for you.
Yes.
Okay, good. So now that's what we do.
Okay.
So I'm trying to see, can I use Lovable to do this, and what is the best way to do? That's the first one. Second one is, if the APIs that I'm using are plenty, how do I use them to minimize the cost of token usage for all of these my tools that I'm using?
So I want to understand what APIs you're using and where you're using it and where the cost is coming from.
I'm using Canva and Hedgefield for the creatives.
Okay, Higgsfield. Okay. Canva.
Yes.
You're using a Canva API.
Yes.
Okay. And the Higgsfield and Canva API are the things that are costing you.
Yes. And I'm also using a cloud API also,
Okay.
and a super-based API. And I'm also using, I want to use Lovable to be able to make the landing pages for my customers.
Okay, got it. All right. So here's what I would recommend. If you want to cut costs, the Claude API, you could replace it with a cheaper API. That's
Okay.
one option. The options for that are, there's a new one that came out. It depends how strong of a model you need. The weaker you can pick of a model and still get the same results, the better, right? So you'll have to test for your use case what makes sense. I would check out DeepSeek. I would check out GLM. I would check out Kimi. These are like 3 that you might want to look at. The Chinese models mainly, right?
Okay.
The other thing is Higgsfield. What Higgsfield is Higgsfield is a image video platform, but it doesn't use its own model. It's using different models mostly from like different companies, and it just puts them all together on one platform. So I don't know which model you're using on Higgsfield. You might be using Google's model, you might be using a Chinese model, whatever it is. But you could go directly to the source and purchase it from them. So and that would save you money because Higgsfield charges you a premium on top of whatever that company charges, right? So imagine like this is what Lovable does too, right? Like Lovable uses Claude underneath it, but it charges a premium on top of the Claude API that it's using. So Higgsfield does the same, right? Higgsfield uses like Gemini or like Google VO and generates the stuff, but charges a premium on top. So if you go directly to the source, that's one way you could cut costs as well. If your cost is at around only $70 though, I think it is probably a waste of your time right now to go focus on spending a bunch of time trying to optimize for that. I would probably spend time on other aspects of your business, of whatever it may be, to like see how you can make an extra $70 rather than try to save another extra 70, if that makes sense. As the AI usage increases, maybe I would look into that, but right now I don't know if it's the biggest lever that you can pull for yourself.
Okay. So why I was trying to optimize the API key before I actually, people are using it in like a pre-launch, but I know the day I launch it, a lot of people are going to, hit because I want to do it like a free 1 month for any user to be able to get attention and all of that. So I know that will come in, and once it comes in, we're targeting about maybe 100 users using it at once. So it's going to really skyrocket our cost.
Okay.
And what I wanted to understand is, if cloud is using, if Lovable is using cloud, is there a way I can also use cloud so that Lovable does not charge me?
You can go directly and use Claude Code instead of Lovable, right? But then you miss out on all the other features. Lovable isn't scamming you, right? It's a good product still. They charge a premium, but they offer a lot of other stuff on top as well. Same with Higgsfield, right? Like Higgsfield isn't scamming you either. They add a lot of features on top, but if you want to optimize, that's how you do it. You go like directly to the source and buy it. Like just how Gap, how clothing brands probably get their clothes from China. But like you could go to China to the source and get,
Exactly. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And I would like to hop on the call for ETA, and also maybe is there a part where we can, apart from the health bank, that I actually missed my lecture today because I was on the road today earlier, and I'm still actually going to be on the road this evening. So, but is there a way to be able to have a link up after the cohort?
Yeah, you guys can, we do different stuff for AI Squad, so I would just check out our site in the future for other stuff. Yeah.
Okay, great.
All right.
Thank you so much. It was an amazing class. Thanks for the first cohort. I learned a lot from it. It was really amazing. It was from there I built a rack system. I actually built lots and lots of products for different people, and I actually gave out for free because it was interesting, and I loved what was happening, and it was really interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That means a lot, Chico. Thank you. Thanks for being here since cohort number 1. That's awesome to hear.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Yeah, good night.
Good night. All right, accepting the next round of people. All right, we have a bunch more people. Feel free to unmute your mics and preferably your video and ask any questions you might have. Priyanka?
Yeah, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
I'm good. Yeah. Firstly, thank you. Lovely lectures. Today I was very lost. I'm not a very technical person. All this is very new for me.
Yeah.
But I'm still trying. And I've been visiting your YouTube lectures also to get the terms properly in.
Nice.
So,
nice.
yeah, so actually I'm running into blocks with my idea itself. I have claimed the Lovable Fast Track, the Lovable Pro. So I've got a very good idea feedback from Ayush. Can I just run my idea through you?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I'm not gonna
So,
just a FYI for everyone here. I'm not gonna go into full idea reviews because then the whole office hours will be idea reviews. But Priyanka, go ahead. We can quickly go over your point.
so I just want to know about the first step of it. I'm running into technical challenge.
Okay.
So basically, in short, the idea is that the user wants to know about
Sorry,
which.
1 second. Ubaid, can you mute your mic, Ubaid? It's doing a lot of background noise. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Priyanka.
Yeah, so sorry, yeah. So the idea is basically that it's in the music field. It is going to help you discern what is the scale in which you can sing a published Bollywood song or a Western song, whatever. So there are people who cover songs. Like I can pick up any Brian Adams song and cover it in my own voice and put it on YouTube. So the problem usually singers have is finding out which is the scale that's best for them as compared to the original scale. Sometimes they find it really hard to sing the same scale.
Okay.
So
Okay.
this app, yeah.
Okay.
So the app is supposed to help you find what is the scale best for your voice as the user.
Okay.
Yeah. And the first step that I have is that the user is going to key in the song name,
Okay.
and the app will tell what is the original scale of that original song, which is already published and popular. And then the user will sing the song for a few minutes on the voice recorder of the computer, and the app is going to then tell them that whether you're singing it right or not. It's the right scale for you or not.
Yeah.
Now I'm finding two blocks. One is I understand that the pitching matching cannot happen on Lovable,
Yeah.
which is the first thing I'm getting. But another problem which I'm facing, which I don't know how to tackle, is even if the person puts in a published Western or a Bollywood song or whatever, how will the app tell them that this is the original pitch of the song? The app doesn't have that info. I was thinking of linking it to the API as Google API, but then I realized that there is no certain database which has the original keys of all the songs put in. So how do I address that first step, or should I just scrap the idea?
I mean, I don't. I wouldn't say scrap. It seems like a cool idea, and it seems like you have a niche where you know this would be useful in.
I've got good user feedback, but it's just that it seems complicated on Lovable since it does not get into pitch detection and all that stuff.
Yeah. This is a tougher project. So it's up to you if you want to scrap it or not. You have a data problem where there's data that you don't need. So this is not even like a lovable problem. It's just like the data doesn't exist. So you would have to go probably create that data yourself, or figure out a way to like AI generate that data. What I would look for online is to find if there are any tools that people have built out there that do this pitch detection that you're talking about, where like you can upload like some sound onto it and it can figure out I'm not familiar with music too much, but figure out what the pitch of that is. If you can find somebody who's developed something like this, then you can see if that app has an API. If that app has an API, then you can make your product. Because what you would do is you would
But
take
that will cost me, right? I'll have to pay for it and have to look for the rights and all, right?
Correct. Yes.
So that is again another challenge.
Yes.
So in that sense, I was thinking, can I just make it like what is your comfortable vocal range? Not even go into music, songs and all.
Yeah.
Just tell the user what is your comfortable vocal range to sing on.
Yeah.
That the Lovable can address.
Yeah. You're just asking it that question. 100%. You can do that.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was. I'm not able to start building itself because I'm getting stuck on the first step itself.
I see. That makes sense. I mean, like, if you just want to get something out building, maybe what you could do is like ask them some questions about like what their vocal stuff are. and then ask the AI to generate some artists that match whatever pitch or thing like you think they should have. Something like that. If you're just like looking to make an app for the sake of like getting going. But yeah, what you're trying to build is definitely like a more difficult app to
And
build.
just one last small question.
Mhm.
When the user is singing his song into the audio of the computer, the app itself can at least detect what the song pitch and all is. That can Lovable can do.
You would have to look for an API. You would have to look for an API.
I will have to look
Yeah.
for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That does.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Khan.
Yep, of course. Thanks, Priyanka.
Thank you.
All right, the other people in here. Any questions? Ubaid, I know you had your mic on earlier.
Hi.
Hey.
This isn't kind of a question,
Mhm.
but me and my dad have been working on a project,
Okay.
and it's alright if you can check it out.
So I'm not. Okay, sure. Go ahead, send it. But this is the only one that I'm doing, guys, for project reviews because I don't want it to turn Offstars into project.
Should I send it into the chat?
Yeah, drop it in the chat. I'll take a look.
Okay. Oh wait, no, not that. One sec. One sec. I have so many tabs open. This might take a bit of time. So.
No worries. In the meanwhile, does anybody else in here have a question while Ubaid pulls it up? Raseb, Becky?
Oh, did you just say Becky?
Yes, I did. Go ahead, ask your question if you want.
Sorry, no video today. I'm sweating. I'm in Spain. I'm not ready for the camera.
No worries, no worries.
So I'm really sorry. I thought I understood what we were supposed to be doing until today, and forget about all of the really technical stuff. That was me in the chat going, "Oh my god, I don't know what's going on."
Sorry.
Forget about that.
Okay.
But I have a product, a journal for founders, and it's to help them. It's going to guide them to discover something. I've got a website that I'm building that sells the journal and sells services, and I thought I was building an app
Yeah.
to kind of. I'm actually turning it into a digital version of the journal that I'm creating, which is a physical product.
Okay, nice.
And so I have Shopify, which is where the physical journal will be sold and where the services can be purchased. And now I'm doing this other thing on Lovable.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh, like, have I totally misunderstood what I'm doing? Because, like, the thing I'm doing in Lovable is, it's like its own, like, I'm trying to make it work on a mobile, look okay on a mobile, because it's the thing that people would do quickly, 5 minutes on a train trip or whatever. It's not in my other website. Have I totally misunderstood what I'm supposed to be doing?
I see. That makes sense. So, again, like, could you make this work on mobile? 100%. I would just come on Lovable and put it in the mobile view, and you can build your app in the mobile view and make it look good on that. With that being said, it's not going to be an app that they download. There's upsides and downsides to that, right? Sometimes you want people downloading apps. Sometimes it's better if they can quickly be on the web app. Up to you to decide for your product. If you wanted to make it an actual downloadable mobile app, you can. It's possible. It's just more work, and like we already move so fast through these 5 weeks that adding that in would have just like been impossible. So we don't go over that process. It's a little bit more difficult. If you got the grit, you can probably go and figure it out. But I leave it up to you which direction makes more sense for what you're doing.
I think probably I'm not quite saying my question clearly. So I'm not trying to build an actual app, but what I understood this accelerator was for was to build like a web. It's like a web app. So I don't care. I don't want people to necessarily download it.
Yeah.
But what I might in the future want them to do is pay for it, because like I'm giving them a taster for free of what the physical journal does.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm currently building, and it's not on my Shopify site. This is the thing I'm not sure about, because basically I've got this Lovable thing, which is totally separate from the Shopify thing. And like, I'm not sure if I've understood it correctly, because I'd be sending them to this other thing, which is like an app.
Yeah.
And the website is something totally different. And now that's blown my brain, because someone in our squad breakout today said, oh, this is what I'm working on. And it was a website. And I was like, oh, I thought we were building apps, so I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Do you understand?
What is your different in your mind? What is the difference between an app and a? You said you're trying to build a web app, if I heard correctly, right?
Well, yeah, it's like something that I'm trying to basically recreate my physical journal,
Yes.
which is a book,
Yes.
as something that, so it's not like going to have homepage about me, It's
Yes.
just the thing,
Yes.
like
Yes.
in digital form.
So yes, you're on the right path. You can create that on Lovable, and that is
Okay.
the right path to do it. So
Okay, and I just get a domain name that's like the journal name but app or something like that, so that it's different.
Exactly. And for something for your product where it's a little bit simpler, and you said you were struggling with the technical pieces today, I wouldn't worry about the technical pieces today.
I'm not
What
going
you're
to.
doing- perfect.
Not good.
Perfect.
My husband's actually very IT, like he understands all of that, and I just thought, oh God, this is like, something that probably is going to take me years to learn. So it's good to know about it, but I think it's beyond the capabilities for me right now. I just wanted to make sure before I continue with what I'm working on, am I actually in the right direction, or have I just totally misunderstood what we were trying to do?
So you're good. You're on track. You're on track.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to be posting it in the group in the week, so then I'll get some feedback. But
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
thank you so much for clarifying that.
Of course.
And sorry for all of the meltdown brain questions.
No worries.
One-
It's always good.
One day I would love to understand all of this, but thank you for everything you're
Of
doing
course.
and for giving me all to us for free. Wonderful.
Of course.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Bye.
You too.
Hello?
Who?
Hello?
Hey, Recep. Recep, I'll get you. Let me get back to Ubaid on his project.
I found it. Should I just send it in chat? Should I just like?
Please go ahead and send it.
I've sent it.
All right, let's all check out. How do I say your name, Ubaid? How do I say your name?
Yeah, you say Ubaid.
Ubaid? Okay, perfect. Oh, nice. It looks very clean. All right.
I've spent 2 weeks on this.
Wow, I love it. So give me a few sentence rundown of what this app is about.
It's like a studying app for children who are preparing for tests.
Mhm.
So then if you click on, it's gamified basically. So then
Yeah.
you can do.
Nice.
Ignore the 3D character. I'm working on that. But
This
yeah.
is awesome. I love it. What are you using to build it?
I was using Lovable.
Nice. Cool. I love it. It's like Roblox mix. It's kind of like AI squads.
Yeah,
but-
and then
but
if you
3D.
click on the exploration world, if you're on a laptop, then you can actually use your you have to sign up for most of the features, but then it's like a Robloxy style studying app basically. And then there's
Yeah. Cool. Am I in the right spot?
yeah. Oh, you have to yeah.
All right. Wait. Do you have any? First of all, I want to say you're 9, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. You're like one of the coolest 9-year-olds out there. First, I want to say that. But secondly, the app looks really awesome as well. I think you're further along than most people in the program. So give yourself a pat on the back for that. Do you have any
Thanks to my dad.
Yeah, shout out to your dad too. I think we emailed you about the book, by the way. I yesterday, hopefully.
Oh yeah, we received it.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. And then the other thing is, do you have any specific questions that you want feedback on, or just generally?
Like general basically. Does it look good? Is it like child friendly? Do you think children will buy it?
Yeah.
Or like their parents will?
So I think the first thing you'll have to do is create a landing page, right? Because you would send a different page to parents to describe to them what this is, and then they decide if they want to purchase it, and if they say yes, then they come onto this, right? So you would have to build. So like for AI squads, right? We have this page. This is our landing page where we sell it to you, and then when you actually purchase it, then you come onto our platform here with everything, right? So you need this, right, to be able to try to sell it to people and then get them onto here. I think this looks great. The one feedback I would have in like areas for improvement is it's busy. There's a lot going on, and especially if it's for children, you probably want to make it a little bit simpler to use, where like I can just go on there and just figure out where I need to go, right? And like it's pretty simple. There's just like so many icons and so many buttons and places to go and so many features, and I think that's great. Yeah, and I think think pulling
Sorry, I live on the main road.
you're all good. You're all good. I think if you pull it back a little bit and you can have all of these features, but focus on a few of them or just one or two of them and get those down really great and make those really big and less options to start off with, and start from there and then expand and build all of them. That's kind of the direction I would recommend.
The reason why I thought having those.
Go ahead. Oh.
So the reason why I thought it would be good to have loads of content is because as a child, when I study, I think there's not much content on the apps I do use.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is like enough content.
That makes sense. I think the quality of content matters too, right? So like you have a coding lab, a science lab, a maths lab, geography. There's so many different subjects. And if I'm a parent trying to sign up, and you can ask your own dad this too, and some people in the chat, and by the way, some people are giving great feedback in the chat and say they would buy it. But if I'm buying a curriculum, I would want to buy like the best coding lab. Like why did your dad or you sign up for this program, right? You probably signed up because you felt like it was one of the best AI programs that you could sign up for, right? So likewise, if you try to throw too much at them, then they might think like, is the depth there? If you get what I mean, right? And I would also question that, right? Is the depth there? Like, have you built out the science lab really well already? Or have you built out the geography lab really well already? And how can you do all of that in 2 weeks, right? So I would focus on going one at a time. You can eventually get to this huge vision you have, but focus on one product, right? Like one lab. And what is that one lab going to be? And make it the most amazing lab ever. And if you do that and people sign up for that first lab and it's amazing, they'll sign up for your other labs too.
Well, one thing I just want to say is there's actually a syllabus one, so you can like see all of the things you have to learn about.
Nice. That's great. That's great. Yeah, I love it. But like this would be, you don't have to take my feedback. You can take it or leave it. But generally, I would recommend from a lot of products that I've seen, just pulling it back a little bit and simplifying it. Even with AI squads, I've tried to make it pretty simple with the program and like everything that we have here. We have like 4 tabs only that people see. Still, people in the program constantly get confused about like where do I go to fill out the attendance form or where do I go to join lecture. So you gotta understand, like, people will get lost. When we build our own products, it just looks so intuitive to us and we know where everything is. But when it's a brand new person coming into the program, it's a little bit more difficult. So I would simplify it as much as possible. It would be my main recommendation.
I've got a couple of users, I've got 11 users, and they're all saying that's very good.
Nice. I agree.
So,
I think, Ube, I want to say, you asked for feedback, so I was giving you my little bit of feedback on things that you can improve, but overall, I think this is awesome. I think you're killing it, man.
Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for sharing. And I would read the chat too. People are loving it. Some people might want to check it out too. You got some dads in there, so I'll let you talk to them. Cool. Anything else, Ube? If not, I'll take a Recep's question.
No, that's right.
All
yeah,
right.
you can kick me off if you want.
No, you're all good. You're all good. Thanks for showing that, Ube. That was cool. I'm glad you came on to show that. Somebody else. Oh, can I ask you? That's a good question too. How many credits did it cost you, Ube?
Oh, we have 800 credits per month.
Okay.
And there's only 100 left. So,
Okay, a lot. So I think like $20 is 100 credits or something like that. So I don't know. Like you probably have like a $200 plan. Makes sense. You've put a lot into it. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm excited to see. I'm rooting for you in the to be one of the winners. Okay. Next up, we have Recep. Go ahead.
Hello. Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Hello.
Yes, Recep. Go ahead.
Oh, I thought I heard someone else speak. Sorry.
Oh, I don't. It's fine. You can go ahead. We can get to them next.
How are you doing, Sabir? Do you remember me?
I do.
From
Good
last
to
week?
see you again. Yes, I do.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
It's the blue shirt. Isn't it?
How are you? How you been?
I'm alright. I'm alright. Yeah. I just saw the website. Yeah. Give him first prize.
Yeah.
Just give him his money. Take it. Just take it. I'm not, like, you can have a look at mine. I put mine in the chat, but it's completely garbage.
Okay, I won't go like I don't want to make this a app reviews, so I'll just look at like quick.
It's just bad.
No, it's not bad. You're working on it. It's a work in progress.
Yeah. I've been trying to do it. When I tried to do it, it gave me like some. So the question I wanted to ask was, I had like some security issues as well before I posted. It kept saying like there's like some password leak problem or things like that. I don't know why it was giving me, because when I tried connecting this with Superbase, it told me to do authentication. So when I did it, it told me it basically, before this page, you can see on the top right it says guest mode. But before this, it actually was doing like a login page. So you had to like make an email and password.
Yeah.
And then it gave me an email from Superbase telling me to connect to Lovable, and then it would make the account for me. But I don't know how to do that for the user, because I don't want the user to have to do Superbase for this. Like, it should just be like a normal account, and I don't know how to do it. And I was asking this about in the chat, and some people said like to use resend or something like that. But I wasn't sure how to go about this.
So what was happening with you is somebody would go. Your user does not need to use Superbase. You probably got confused when you got an email from Superbase. What your user needs to do, when you go onto a site and you try to sign up, they normally send an email to confirm your email address, right? Like even any site, any like big site you go to, let's say I try to sign up for like, I don't know, Twitter. I would type in my username, I would type in my password, and then they would say, check your email address, confirm this. When we use Superbase, Superbase handles that email for us. And it has Superbase branding on it. So it says sign in, click to confirm this link, but it's a link from Superbase. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So that's what you saw. And if you want to customize that email so it doesn't say Superbase, you have to set up resend. You have to buy resend. I think they have a free plan, but I would check this out. Set up resend. Basically, you would come to Superbase and you would come to authentication. You come to emails. And then you can, these are the templates, right? So this is like the confirm sign up template. This is the email you probably got. And you
that was it.
Perfect, yeah. So you can't edit this. See, when I go try to edit it, it says set up custom SMTP to edit the source. So you can come set this up. So you can either, you have to customize the templates. You can, I think, either upgrade to Superbase Pro. They recently changed this. This used to be free like a couple months ago. But I think if you upgrade to Superbase Pro, you should be able to edit it directly on Superbase here. Or the other option you have is to configure and send like a email hook and set it up to resend. I would probably, if you're just trying to solve this, upgrade to Superbase Pro. And it should allow you to edit the source here. Which actually I can check because I have a paid Superbase subscription.
Could you do like a tutorial on this on maybe future lessons?
Yeah.
So I can...
we just, it's just so crammed. We just like don't have time. So that's the only issue. Maybe if I have a
maybe you can make like a recording.
Yeah,
and then like send it in the bank.
If I make a chance, I'll make a recording for that. Let's see. Let me go to. Give me a second. Let me see. Okay, yeah. All right, so you just need to purchase the Superbase premium subscription. This is my Superbase account with the premium subscription, right? So if you buy the Superbase premium, I think it's like $20 or something. Then you just come to authentication. You come to emails, and this will be in the recording, so you can reference in the back. And then you can, once you press emails, you see all these different emails. There's the confirm sign up email. That's the one you probably want to edit. So you can hit that, and you can, this is the preview. So this is what ours looks like, right? And if you want to edit yours, you need to put in some code here for what this looks like. And to do that, you could just ask ChatGPT or Claude. Paste whatever's already in here into Claude, and then tell it, hey, can you update this to say this and look like this, whatever it is. Hit enter, it'll generate the code for you, and you just copy it in and drop it.
And will that make it like all customized so that whenever they put their email, it'll be like signed up without them needing to sign through Superbase?
Yes.
Okay.
So even the way it is right now, they don't have to go through Superbase. It just says Superbase, but they just have to hit confirm and that's it. But it works. Your app will work right now. It just has Supabase branding on it that you need to remove.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah. I just need to buy the subscription of Superbase and then go to the authentication email and then change it and ask AI to basically make it customized.
Exactly. You got it. Nice. Awesome. Cool. Anything else?
Oh yeah, and I think did I say this last week? But I'm also like on my social media. I'm also like posting quite a lot of my productivity templates as well because I'm a productivity coach, or at least I'm trying to be on my social media. I'm trying to like grow as one, and I've been like struggling so heavily on it. Yeah,
Go
I mean,
ahead. Go
I've
ahead.
also
Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I'm also trying to contact Simon Squibb as well. I've been like trying to on every video, but I've not been getting anywhere on it.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
I'll share the story about how I met Simon, but in a future time. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
social media. Feel free to share your links if you want, but I would just post.
Yeah.
Are you posting content?
I post like because before all this before this level product I'm making, the one you just saw, I actually make like a lot of productivity templates. So like, you know how there's something called like Notion as well. There's like a different version of it, like a white table version of it. I'm trying to like make a productivity template. Well, I've made a productivity template on that, and then I'm also gonna be soon enough making like website templates and also this new productivity web app on Lovable. So I've been making like social media posts on all the previous ones, and on this one I'm gonna be making even more once it's out.
Are these free templates that you're putting out right now?
No, not this. They're paid.
So
They're paid,
what I
yeah.
would recommend is make them free, or whatever. Like right now, when you're early on, you just want to build trust with your users, right? That they like your stuff. So I would just. A lot of people say your free stuff should be better than your paid stuff, right? So take everything you're doing. The only thing that matters right now is for you to grow your audience. Give it all away for free, so people are like, "Wow, I can't believe he just gave me all of this for free," right? And that's what I recommend to grow your channel early on. But yeah.
I mean, it's just my Instagram, TikTok. I'm trying to mainly grow on.
Okay, nice. Yeah,
I have like an ebook as well. I have like a free ebook and then a full paid ebook, and then I have like the productivity template as well, which is like paid, but it's like really cheap.
Nice. Yeah, go ahead. Just make videos. Whatever content you have in there, make videos. Give the education out for free, and hopefully you grow. Yeah.
I'll post it on the chat as well, and then I'll try also like once I've worked more on this lovable product, I'll try posting on HelpBank Accelerator. AI accelerator as well, so if I can get feedback as well. I think just one more thing I want to mention. I think the third assignment is we need to help out multiple people. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think what I'll try doing is doing like the common area and common rooms and the office hours and other lock-in hours. I might try helping out some people as well, so I can fill in the assignment.
All right. Cool. Awesome. Thanks for that.
Thank you very much. I'll probably try coming back again next week, and then if you can remember me again.
Okay, yeah, you put your hand up pretty quickly. I just see you're here again, Levi's here again. Ubaid. If for people who haven't gotten in here, it's just like whoever puts their hand up first, I accept. So that's why we're getting some repeat people. But yeah. All right, see you soon. Levi.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. How are you doing?
Is it my turn yet, or?
Yes. Oh, well, I think you're the next camera on, I see. So go ahead.
So I had one question to start with, but while I was waiting to talk, I was looking at my project and I had a second question come up.
Okay.
So I'll start with the second question. I connected Superbase to my project, but now I'm trying to work on it using Cursor on my own computer to amount of lovable credits. So while trying to connect to Superbase, I realized that the database it used wasn't one of the Superbase projects that I have in my actual Superbase account. So it's a lovable controlled Superbase.
That hurts. Yeah, all I can say is that hurts. It's up to you if you want to restart and use Superbase or not, but yeah.
So does that mean I didn't properly configure the cloud thing so it's built it on lovable cloud?
Yeah. It means you didn't properly configure. What you need to do is when you're coming here, press the plus.
I did all that.
And then make sure you're connected to a project, and you'll see it like in blue. And then that's when you'll know for sure that you're connected.
Okay, so I guess I'll check and try to see. Is there any way to copy like a Superbase project from like Lovable to my own Superbase account?
Not really. It's like you have to send it. There's no like standard way to do this. You could try to find out some YouTube tutorials of people who have like done it before. It seems like a really niche issue that some people have. Maybe I'll make a video on it in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know what the like. You would have to try to have an AI figure out your code and switch it from Lovable Cloud.
Because like, is the backend code also on Superbase, not just the database?
Yeah, it's the backend and the database that's happening on the
I see. So I'll try to figure that out. My second question was more related to the workflow in Lovable because I wanted to make sure when I go back and fix things that I did in the past or rewrite stuff, it's not creating a bunch of like spaghetti code of like stuff that was used in the past but isn't being used now and like making a mess on the back end of the code base. So, besides like actually going into the code and reviewing it myself, what is the best way of making sure the code stays like easy to work on going forward, or does it create a whole mess on the behind the scenes?
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a good question. I would just the reason I say that is to have you guys like plan it ahead of time as much as you can. It doesn't mean that if you change your mind in the middle, your code base will break. It's just we'll keep it cleaner if you know what you're doing ahead of time. What you can do every once in a while, if you want, is tell an AI to review your code base with best coding practices in mind and make any improvements to like the structure if possible. And
okay, so what I was trying to like go with Gemini to create my prompts for Lovable and like debating with it back and forth about how to work on the project basically.
Yeah.
And what I did with it was create like a .md file that was a list of like directives of how to work on the code base to make sure it was structured and organized. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if it's actually listening to that file or not.
Yeah. I would just ask it like, hey, are you following? But yeah, that's about as best as you can do without actually going in there and like coding it yourself.
Okay.
And then the last thing I would recommend, like if you have your Lovable project and you end up having to restart, I would ask your Lovable, like tell it like, hey, I plan on having another agent recreate the same project. Can you give me a super detailed prompt that I can feed it to recreate the same thing? And then go from there. That might be one way to try it out.
Unless it returns the same thing with the same bugs and the same issues.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, hopefully it doesn't take you too long to port it over.
Okay, and I just got my feedback from the actual person after the AI reviewed my project. And it's giving me second thoughts about my project, but I think I still will just go through with it till the end, see how it goes, and then if it's not good overall, I'll use it as learning for the next project I build or something like that.
Okay, yeah, awesome. That sounds great. Glad the feedback was helpful.
Because you seem to be very keen on like focusing on one thing and going with it all the way, but I heard another person talk about how it's better to just have as many dice rolls as possible, just try as many things as possible and learn from each, and then maybe one thing catches on more quickly than others, and that's the one you go in all the way on.
Yeah, no, that's true too. I think figuring out what the product is early on, you might want to try different areas to figure out what works. But then when you go to build the product itself, focus on one feature at a time is what I would recommend.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you. I'll see you in the if you show up this time in the
oh yeah, sorry. I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. I'll see you.
Bye.
Bye, Levi. Anybody else in this group?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, me. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Tired. I've been waiting ages for my turn, but you know it is.
Yeah, I'm sorry. At least you got into it. There's like another 15 people who have their hands up that aren't in right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, you're gonna be in for a couple of hours, yeah. Okay, I'm thinking about to build a driver OS app, right?
Okay.
Right. That's gonna cover stuff like mileage, management, so you can upload your receipts.
Sure.
For example, your driver license, car tax is going to be running out.
Right.
So basically, it's a driver's management app, right?
Yeah.
All in one, where when you get a mileage app, it only does your mileage, right? And it tells you where you went to, how much mileage you did, right? And that's it, right?
Yeah.
But I want to do where you can check where your nearest fuel prices are, right?
Okay.
As well as the other things that I mentioned. And when you do your mileage app, it tells you where you went from, what place you dropped off, how much mileage you did, how much it cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So based on that, right, what do you think of this idea first of all?
So
or is there already one out there? That's another question.
What was the second question? I didn't hear it.
And I haven't seen anything that's similar that's out there, okay? This will be for drivers or for professionals who work on the road all the time, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like for someone like me, obviously like this is not something I would use, but I have definitely heard my Uber drivers talk about this problem before when my chats with them about like theirs is particularly around like taxes and mileages, and I don't know because I don't drive Uber, but I would talk to a lot of Uber drivers. I wouldn't know the answer to if this is a good idea or not because I'm just not like deep enough in this space.
I'm a driver myself, right? So hence why I'm talking about this, right?
Perfect.
Right. And so my basic question was, right?
Yeah.
You know, if I was to if I build an app, right, it can cost me money, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I do a basic app where I can start adding a few features in first, then I can ask the drivers, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
Do I start making a website first, or do I go straight make an app?
Good question. I would recommend going with the website first. The app is gonna take you longer to create, right? So what I would recommend is not even creating, like we were talking with Ubaid about this, right? Like there's the landing page and then there's the actual product. If I were you, I would build the landing page of what your product is about, and then try to act, and then have like a payment button, right, where they can go and like sign up and pay. But at the end of it, don't charge them and just say like, sorry, we're not out yet. We put you on a wait list. We'll reach out in 2 months. And then if you can actually get people to buy this app, that's when you want to go actually build it.
No, so landing is not an issue. I was thinking if I make what's the word for it? You know when you make an app, but then it's not production ready yet. So what would you call that? I can't find a name for it.
Yeah. Development?
Yeah. So basically, or a prototype. That's the one. Prototype. If I basically make a basic prototype, so I'm not going to add all the features in, right? We can ask them, this is the features that's going to be, this is what it's going to look like, this is how it will feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're interested, sign up on here, and then we can see, you know. But for this project, for this AI startup, right?
Yeah.
What do you need on the last day? What do you want from us so we can enter this competition? You know.
Anything. As long if you have some link that you can provide us, you're in, right? If you want to try to win, if your goal is to win, you want to try to build the whole app and try to get people on it and get as many users as possible. Like that would be the goal if you're trying to complete in the next couple of weeks. But I think this project will probably take you a lot longer than a couple of weeks to complete. So
100%. There's no doubt about it. Yeah.
So I wouldn't necessarily try to focus on winning or the prize money, but rather like the long-term success of what you're doing. But it's up to you. If you want to try to optimize for winning, then you probably want to try to build a more impressive product early on and try to get as many people on it. Yeah,
but that will take a lot of time and marketing and speaking to drivers. Right.
So I
do you think I should go back to the drawing board and think about a different project for this project, or do you think I should?
No, I think you should work on. Even with the expanded prize pool of $5,000, if you actually end up building a business, your business is going to be worth more than $5,000, right? So I would optimize.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't worry about trying to change the direct trajectory of where you're going to try to win some prize money. I would build whatever's best for you to build in the long term, and just use that as a pathway to get there.
Right. So start off small. That's what basically what you're saying is start off small.
Yeah,
right.
Start off small,
start adding features.
Talk to drivers, try to sell it to drivers. Once you've sold a couple drivers on it, then actually build the product.
Got it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So it's more about market research at the moment then, isn't it? Just speaking to other drivers where I can speak to. Yeah. Well, there's a Facebook group as well, but there's loads of drivers there. I might be able to just go in there.
Yeah.
See what everybody says and, you know, what they'd be interested in. What I thought about was if I was to integrate APIs from Uber or Bolt right?
Yeah.
Getting the trip information, I can't do that. I've already checked online.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's going to be, the problem might be manually putting the address in or the time, and then figure out where you went from, or
Yeah.
I think with that, I think I have to use an app for that, though. For the website, it's going to be slightly, it's app looking, right?
Yeah.
But it won't be obviously functional the way we want anyway.
I see. Yeah. Make a prototype, have people try it out. I think voice would be also a good feature to think about for this. Voice rather than typing.
Okay, yeah. I got that.
Yeah.
The whole thing was about me having a network for drivers, for Uber Drive, for Bolt, or for other drivers, right?
Yeah.
Where they can speak to each other, help each other. That was my main focus. Where I wanted to add these extra features as an app, where it will help.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it can be a good idea. I just would put that landing page together, go talk to the users, put a prototype together, have them try it out, and go from there. Yes, sir. I don't know if you muted yourself or. Okay, but if
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
I've got Lucy with me, and she's got a question. She's going to speak.
Yeah, go for it. Nice. Yeah.
The first time.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing, Lucy?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you.
So I just had a quick question. So first of all, do you know how if I can share my prototype on here?
Your prototype. Sure. Go ahead and do you have a chat button? Put it in there. Do you see the chat icon?
I do, yeah.
Okay, cool.
What can I share my screen on there or?
Oh, you want to share your screen? I can share your app on my end.
Oh, okay.
Send me the link.
The URL is. That's the URL code. So if you put that into.
Okay, perfect. Got it. Or wait, I got. Oh, here it is. Perfect. Okay, awesome. Here we are. Wait, don't join the waitlist. Okay, nice.
So if you go on to, let's just say, ambassadors.
Okay.
Down there. So it has loads of people that, let's just say you don't have the time or the space to, talk and connect and make people, like a mentor. A mentor is where they guide you, and some people don't have time to do that. So these ambassadors tell you their story, and then they give you 3 pieces of advice. It inspires other people, but then there's also a mentor page where they can inspire people and have that time. So there's loads of different of them.
Nice.
And let's just say you had a business idea, but you had nowhere to go to, and you didn't want to speak to a mentor about it yet. You can check it with Linky AI, where it scores your idea out of 100. It tells you how good it is and how you can improve on.
Nice. This is super cool. I like the UI. It's because it looks similar to LinkedIn. It's familiar, and I know where to go and what to click on, which is also a recommendation for everybody here. When you're building an app, sometimes people try to recreate things from scratch and really cool designs, and it's good, but oftentimes it's good to mimic similar designs that people are already used to, because it just makes your app more familiar to use.
So if I wanted to make this a real working website and people talking and connecting, how do I actually do that? Because right now it's not really doing that, because I think you need some like more code back in there. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, first I would the code. You're building this on Lovable right now?
No, I'm building this on Netlify at the minute.
On Netlify?
With Claude.
Oh, with Claude. Okay, cool, awesome. So do you have a Do you have a backend set up or no? Do you know if you have a backend and a database set up?
I'm connected to Superbase, if that's what you mean.
So your project's connected to Superbase?
Yes.
Okay, awesome.
This is what we sort of talked about last time. So you connect to the Airtable for sign up, but then she's starting to just use Superbase, but that's where we are from last week's talk.
Okay.
But she wanted to kind of put a section on the left-hand side where young founders can go to a platform on that page and ask a question, and then all the mentors who are from the business hub in our area could actually tip in and answer a question, and it can be anonymous as well, because a lot of the teenagers like Lucy like to be anonymous.
Okay, awesome, yeah. Are you using Claude on the terminal or the app, or where are you using like Claude here, like this, on Claude Code?
No, I'm using it on Google.
Oh, you're building this on Claude through Google. Okay, got it. Okay, got it. And then so what I would do to make this production, it might already be ready to go live. I don't know. You don't have to worry about the backend per se. You just have to tell Claude to like, is there any functionality that is not working right now on your site? Is what I would ask you first.
Probably the connecting side of it. So the messaging side is not working at the minute.
Okay, got it. So to make it ready, I would just not even think about it from a technical perspective. Just think about it as your product. Like click through, go to the connection thing, see if it works. If it doesn't work, explain it to Claude. Tell it, hey, this is not working. Why is it not working? And tell it to fix it. And I would just go through it step by step like that. And if you get it step by like that and it's working, and you share it with your mom and your mom tries it on her laptop as well and it's working, it should be relatively ready to share with other people. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah. So I would go through it step by step like that to try to kind of get it ready. And then I think the hardest part of this will be more like apps like these are a little bit more difficult because you need to market it to two groups of people. One is the mentors and one is the people who need the mentoring. And then you need to get both groups on and then it's another thing of like, unless you get a good chunk from each side, it doesn't really start to work. Like
at the minute we've been getting quite a lot of mentors willing to like sign up, and we've got over 50 mentors wanting to sign up, and we've got my school on it as well. So we've got
They would be a founding school. They've said if she can get this set up, they'd actually take it as a founding school. With the headmaster said that he'd support it.
Okay, that's huge.
We're awesome. Really desperately trying to get it set up properly because we've got assembly about it in 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we're on a tight framework as well.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. That's huge. That's even bigger than the app. Okay. What I would recommend for you, similar to the other people that I mentioned, I would honestly simplify your app down to begin with. I think the most important thing here is finding the mentor and matching it with the mentee so they can have the conversation. I'm assuming. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So one, I like the LinkedIn approach you're taking, but you also have to think like LinkedIn has hundreds of engineers working on it full time, getting paid $500,000 salaries, right? If not thousands. And you're kind of trying to recreate that whole thing in the next 2 weeks. And maybe you can get something similar working, right? And I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I think the best thing would be to just simplify it down. Like, forget about all the tabs. It's just like one tab. Are you a mentor? Are you a mentee? The onboarding really matters for this. Like, what does the onboarding look like when people come on? And I would do that. Like, build the onboarding where it's like, are you a mentor? Are you a mentee? If they're a mentee, ask some questions about them. And then after the questions, give them a list of the mentors to select, right? And then same for the mentor side, like give them a way they can go through and share what they have to offer with the world. And then one like community page where people can like look through and click. And then I would just do that and make that look perfect, right? Make that process perfect where when you use it, it feels really good. And then all these other stuff with the ambassadors and the leaderboards and that stuff, that can come later. So that's kind of what I would recommend if you're planning on getting this launched in the next 2 weeks.
To simplify it down,
exactly.
And then we can work from there.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Cool, of course. Love it. Hope that it goes well. And
Thank you.
Let me know how launch goes and if people use it.
Will do.
Yeah, of course.
No.
Yeah, have a good one. Bye. Oh, another thing. I don't know if you're still in here, but I'll just mention for everyone. I found that these mentor-mentee platforms, surprisingly, sometimes it's harder to get mentees on there than mentors. Berkeley has a similar platform, and there's a ton of mentors ready to mentor people, but they actually struggle more to find mentees who want the mentoring, even though it's for free. Yeah, it's just super interesting, and I was chatting with them because I was exploring something within that space, but they were telling me most platforms like these, this is the struggle they face, where they have more mentors than mentees. So that's just something to keep in mind as you go along doing this.
Well, I work in a school as well, and we've got many schools under our platform, so I think we're going to sort of sell it as a founding school, and then we're going to reach out to other schools.
Nice.
In the area.
In
So
the
we're going to
area.
start with our area first, and then we'll, as it grows, franchise it to different areas.
Nice. Super exciting. Super exciting. I'm looking forward to what you guys do. Post some updates.
We'd like to put you on the opportunities board as well, the AI squad.
Yeah, let me know. I definitely be
We've got your
interested.
links, you know, the links that you sent out. We can actually hand that out on the assembly in 2 weeks.
Oh, okay, that'd be awesome. Yeah, thank you. I'll share that next week. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks all.
Bye.
Okay, Levi, Jason, I see you guys in here. Any questions? Maybe not. Okay, I'll take.
Because I don't know how to leave, and also just other people, and try to research my project to see if I have any other questions regarding the lovable and super base issue. If you have any other time, try to figure that out before you end this.
Okay, got it. Yeah, let me know if anything comes up. I'm gonna head off soon. I know a lot of people, 45 people are still here. Thanks for staying on for so long. Hopefully it's been valuable, like hearing other people's questions. The next 3 students that raise their hand, I'll accept as well. And then after that, I'm gonna hop off. But if you guys have any questions, I'll take 3 more for the next 3 hands. If you have your hands raised, lower it and raise it again, because I canceled all of the hands just now. All right, accepting a couple people. Jason, you're in. Can you?
Hello?
Yes, Lucas, go ahead.
Hey, Sophia.
Hey. Oh, you went away.
No.
Carolina, go ahead.
Hi, sorry, I'm in a dark room. So
No worries.
Maybe this is better. So thank you. Thank you for this. I write content for founders on LinkedIn, and my app is meant to help them come up with ideas for content.
Okay.
So I have a couple of problems. One is that when it launched at the beginning, when it was new, and I was creating a website for an association I have, and I got to the point where I use Supabase without knowing. And my app on this, I have not connected it to Supabase yet, because I think I might run into the problem that the other person ran before. I'm not sure whether it's going to mess up with the website that I already have in there. So that's one question. Will that happen, or shall I just connect it and it's going to be fine?
Did you start on Supabase or you didn't start on Supabase?
So I have an account on Supabase where I suppose I have still something from my previous website.
Oh, okay. So your website previously set up on Lovable Cloud.
My previous website is on Lovable, and it's connected to Supabase.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, and my app for this course is not connected to Supabase yet.
Okay. So the one currently is set up, connected to Cloud, or it's just not set up to any backend?
It's not connected to anything yet. It's only on Lovable.
Okay. Got it.
So my next step will be connecting to Supabase and to GitHub as well.
Yes.
And I also want to connect it to AI, because the vision I had was to have an AI in there, but it instead made a form, like a normal form.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I would reference we went over this slightly in lecture number 2, I think, but you would need to get an API key. So you would go to like platform ChatGPT API, and sorry, let me find the link for this. Open AI platform, and you would have to come on here. You hit API keys, and then you create a API key, right? And I'll put this link in here so you can check it out later. But that's where you would get your API key, and then you will ask the Lovable, hey, can you set this up to actually use AI? And then it would ask you, it needs an API key, and this is the API key that you would provide for it. But we went through this like exact example in the lecture 2 recording too, if you want to look back at it.
I've done that for the website, and I noticed because I wanted to. I have a form for people to sign up for newsletters, and I don't know if this. I can't remember because it was very long ago when Lovable launched, and I stopped that project. But I did this before. I connected to the OpenAI, but the cost is every time. Yeah, the cost is high. Is there any cheaper option?
Yeah, I would. It depends on how good the quality needs to be. So there's different models to check out. One of them I might check out is DeepSeek. DeepSeek is one of the cheaper ones.
Okay.
Yeah, you could try it out and see how the quality is in comparison.
Okay. Yeah, because without AI, the app wouldn't really work. Because I need a conversational part to kind of be myself with my clients.
Yeah.
Which will save me a lot of time and their time as well. That's the whole point of the app.
Definitely makes sense. Just test to see if the DeepSeek API like works as well as the current one, and it's like up to par for your standards. And if it is, make the switch.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm not going to ask more questions, so you can go as well. It's 10:30 p.m. in the UK.
Thanks for sticking on. Thanks for listening.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Bye.
Lucas, I think you had your mic on next. Or not? Lucas, Jason, Aline.
Hi, I have a question about backends.
Yes.
I've been using the backends. I've been creating things on Lovable. I haven't published it yet, so maybe I'm not sure if I need to publish or not the website. But so obviously we built all the backends with Lovables. And what about if we want to change like something on the website, like the text or an image we didn't put correctly here or there? Can we create, or do we need to request to create a backend admins when we can manually go and edit things? Or is that something is automatically created and I just don't find ways? I'm sorry, it's stupid questions.
No. There's absolutely no stupid questions. Do not worry. But I guess I didn't understand your question. Do you mean like if I want to edit this text, or do you mean like you want to create like an admin portal where admins can go change certain things? I didn't. Could you explain it to me?
So for example, if you want to change the text on the top of your wheels, without using Lovable, would it be possible to do something like that? Or you have to go through Lovable every single time? I know you showed it through a different app earlier, but is it possible to have actually an actual backend of the website when you can actually manually edit things?
Yes. So if you look at our site here, actually, so this is what I've set up for AI squads, and here I have an admin portal where I can go through. And I can actually like view the different students and like the grading prompts and make it's not as pretty on the back end, but yeah, like for the grading and make changes to the schedule and things like that, right? So you can definitely do something similar. You would just have to tell it like I tell it on my portal like, hey, I want an admin backend where I can adjust the schedule, and then it creates it for me, and then I can go and just like actually type in text there and change things rather than prompting AI to change it. Does that make sense? Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, is what I'm asking. And how the website, so I need to say as well that will be my login for the website, and I will be the only admin for now or something like that.
Exactly. Yep.
Sweet, I think I get it. Do I need to publish the website to do those kind of things, or can I just leave it as a preview for now? Or is it making any difference for the preview or to actually publish it?
Yeah, there can be some stuff that doesn't work sometimes when you don't publish it. Is there a reason you don't want to publish it?
I'm not sure. I'm scared.
Oh, okay. No, then I would just publish it. I would publish it. Don't be scared. Yeah, publish it, and then when you're doing it, also another thing that you can do, and for testing, this is really helpful for me. I have a role preview at the bottom right, so that I can actually switch myself to a student from cohort 4, and now I'm just viewing everything that you guys view. And then if I want to switch myself to an admin, I can switch myself back to admin by like removing the student, right? But you might want to consider something similar where you can make a feature specifically for admins where they can change their roles and preview what the website looks like under different roles. And this will save you a lot of time, so you don't have to keep logging into a student account, logging into an admin account to try to test your site.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much.
Yep, of course. All right. Jason.
Sophia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can finally hear you.
Thanks. I've just had to refresh the page. Sorry, I didn't have this option before. I was just shouting at the monitor.
Okay, that's right. You're all good, yeah.
I'll just keep it really basic. I'm not sure what I need to produce, whether it's a website or a web app. It's just basically an ordering platform.
Okay.
Because I create personalised songs using AI-assisted, licensed AI-assisted tools.
Okay.
But it's not Suno, because I kind of hate Suno for what they've done to the music industry.
What has Suno done? I'm curious.
Okay, Suno, before they launched, they went round and stole a lot of copyrighted music and used it for their training programs.
Oh, I see.
That's why they're up in court now, and I think the fine will be big, and it could fold them basically before the artists join them.
Interesting.
But I've got a lifetime license anyway to use my product and obviously sell it on.
Okay.
But they're more personalised and unique.
Okay.
I've got a domain GoDaddy and stuff. I've got a contact formula basically on there. But I'm not sure what to build basically. I've put my materials out there. I've got YouTube. I'm on all the channels. It's mainly YouTube where I put most of the songs, the free ones, for example.
Okay.
But I'm looking at like extending also into businesses, brands, music, brand music, stuff like that. And I was just going to reach out and ask you what your favourite genres are and your singer or your artists. Because as a give back, I'd like to give you a personalised song if you like AI music, that is.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. In terms of song, I don't have very unique taste. I listen to like a lot of pop, like typically like whatever is on the radio and trending. That's the stuff I listen to. Or like 2010 pop is probably what I listen to the most.
Okay, so you're not a 90s pop, freestyle, rap, and all that kind of stuff?
No, nothing fancy or unique.
Okay, because like I say, it'll be personalised. Is there any kind of like person people or anything you'd like to mention within the song specific?
Yeah, I really like Kobe. Kobe's like my favorite basketball player, and I have like a bunch of his stuff. So
I'm not saying I've not done my research. I have put Kobe already into a song.
Oh really? Okay. Oh, awesome. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, that would be.
But like, would you like AI squads or anything like that?
Yeah. That AI squads, Berkeley, Kobe, all those stuff would be pretty cool.
Yeah, right. Okay, nice one. I'm not going to keep you too long then. I'll help bank up. I'll drop it.
Quick question. So what platform are you using to generate AI music?
I'm not telling you.
Oh, okay. It's like a fancy one. You found like a secret one?
At the moment, yeah, it's like a low-key one, but it's the best thing out there. I mean, the feedback I've gathered. I mean, I've got like testimonials, I've got case studies.
Okay. So you take the music and then you sell it. You AI generate it and sell it.
No, but I create the lyrics, obviously using certain creativity and stuff. We're in the first 50 seconds now, so my tech is pretty shit, pretty.
Okay, got it. Interesting.
Dog poo, but the creativity over my 50 years plus on the planet, it's not bad. And I kind of like, I've got a 9 out of 10 quote basically from hitting the right song. But basically, what I've done, like you said, the free versions first.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm just basically looking at an ordering platform.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you can send a contact.
I see.
Is it a contact? Is it a contact?
Yeah.
Email thing or formula. That's my homepage basically. With GoDaddy.
Oh. Okay. I see.
And it's just basically email. It'll be through the email.
I think I actually clicked this. You posted this somewhere. I saw it before, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
Like I said, that's just a basic contact, and then it'll all run over email. And then obviously the prices are there and everything. Because it's all to do with licensing, and they're all copyright free because I'll be doing that. Because it's all my songs.
Got it.
The only thing that I would sell is if the people wanting the business people, and I won't put it out there, is say if they want to buy the lyrics, or they want to buy the actual the MP3 audio data later.
Okay, got it. I would recommend putting a little more information on here, just like so.
Say again?
I would recommend putting a little bit more info on here, because I remember I saw your site previously. The link was somewhere. I clicked on it, and I just kind of couldn't tell what it is, and I moved off of it, right? But if you had like an example or something on there, it might have gauged my attention, and then I might have ended up clicking it or using it or something like that. So I would just recommend adding a little bit more information or like an example of what it is to entice people.
Well, I've done it over Lovable. I've done it over Lovable. Obviously, I'm on the free version still.
Okay, nice.
The Lovable looks awesome. I mean, it's the quote is your.
Got it. Okay.
The quote is, sorry, your story, your song. What's your song?
Okay.
Bob Simon's What's Your Dream, or What's Your Story, what's coming out soon.
Okay.
Kind of theme. But like I said, I've been in the health bank about 3 years, so it's not that they don't know me.
Okay.
I just don't know how to make Lovable to anybody to share it and stuff like that. So this is the stuff I'm learning.
Okay, got it. Are you the Jason on the? Was it Jason on the? Oh no.
On the leaderboard.
On the leaderboard. Okay. Oh yeah, on this one. Are you Jason Smith? This one?
Yes, that's me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I see you around on the campus all the time. Cool. I'm excited to see what you've built and hear the song. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Sophia, for everything you've done so far and the free knowledge. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Bye.
Hello.
Bye.
Yes, Lucas. Go ahead.
Hello, Sophia.
Hi.
Now I can talk. It was I was trying to refresh the page and then I got it to work. So my question is actually about what we were talking about previously. You were talking about Cursor, Anti-Gravity, and all these apps.
Yeah.
So about them, as I understand, those are IDEs, right?
Yes.
And what's the difference of using those, like Cursor, Anti-Gravity, than just using VS Code and use Claude in the VS Code?
Yeah.
In Virtual Studio.
Yeah, I mean, so for example, with Cursor, you have you can get to the same result with both of those tools. So I'll say that first. But if you want the differences, like for Cursor, you can choose your model, right? So you're not limited to, like, if you're on Claude Code, you're using Claude. On Cursor, you can use different models. They even have their own model, like they have their Composer model, which is like pretty fast and nice to use. So that's one piece. Searching and looking at code is easier on an IDE. Cursor, in comparison to Visual Studio Code, their search function is a little bit stronger than Visual Studio Code's search function because they index everything.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like little different things, but yeah, whether you're using Cursor or VS Code, I don't think it's that big of a difference. You can use whichever one. I think Cursor is the best one as an IDE out there right now.
So you're using Cursor?
I use Cursor, but I don't even pay for Cursor. I just use it to view my files and like search for things if I need. But I pretty much solely, no, not solely. I use Claude Code and Codex.
So, but you use Claude Code from the app of Claude, or you use Claude Code from Terminal or Terminal?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Just that. Thank you.
Cool. Of course. All right. Oh yeah.
Can I?
Juan, yes, go ahead.
Can I share something?
Yes.
It's nice to talk to you again. I wanted to talk to you earlier, but there were too many people on the line, and I got kind of, I don't know, lost. Anyway, so first of all, I wanted to say thank you for the lecture today. It was great. It's crazy how it's like learning, but double speed. I don't know. It feels different compared to what I've been experiencing the last 5 years in my university. I don't know. So just getting to the point, there are several things that I wanted to ask you, but I just wanted to keep this one. And let's keep this one. The platform that we were using AS was, I think it was developed by you, right? The whole
correct
platform to manage lectures, to manage students, and share the content, the resources, etc.
Yeah.
So here in my country, in Peru, I've met a lot of teachers during these 5 years of study,
yeah.
And several of them have had a lot of issues when trying to teach us what they wanted, because material is everywhere. They don't know where to upload it. They don't know exactly how to use technology. They don't know how to show them how their grades are. Students get lost because they don't know. They have to join these WhatsApp groups, and they need to get organized by somebody who is like kind of the contact between them and the teacher.
Yeah.
And it's complicated. I mean, overall, it's not the best experience for them, because the information line is broken,
yeah.
and it's faulty.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if I wanted to create something similar to the platform you feel. What would be your tips so I could make it sustainable? Because I know some of those teachers are not gonna be able to pay a lot of money to, for example, get access to limited space in their cloud. But how could I optimize, for example, the size of the files that are uploaded? Because I see this scenario, right? They are the kind of materials that are going to upload most of the time is just PPTs, links, for example, to YouTube videos, or certain PDF files, and nothing more than that. I mean, most of the time they have only those kind of materials, and those resources have been always available, and not all of them do that, but they can keep organized that. And I mean, they can keep those files organized if they upload it and they have everything. I don't know. They're aided by some certain AI, so they know exactly what's going on. So considering that that's the primary kind of files that are going to be uploaded, and considering also that, for example, grades are going to be there, and students are going to have to upload their works as well. How can I optimize this space? So, I mean, the storage capacity. So it's affordable for them. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it makes sense. You could just limit the file sizes, right? Of the things that they're uploading. You could either set a limit per teacher of you're only allowed to upload X amount of files, or you can do it per file that they're uploading, limited to a certain amount. And if they're uploading images, you could downsize the images. So if they're uploading something in super HD, you could take it, downsize it, and store it more blurry, right? But those would be the main things to optimize for storage, either setting limits or downsizing the things that they provide you.
For example, talking about the breakout rooms, because you have to develop your own virtual setup for meetings or for classes, maybe lectures. So, how do you set up something like that?
Setting up this was setting up the breakout rooms and the Zoom that was a big effort to do that. So first of all, if you want to do it, just realize this took me a lot of time to build that portion of it. And on top of that, it's like it costs me almost $1,000 a month to run. It is This is an expensive platform to host for everyone here. So if you're trying to optimize for costs and all that, I wouldn't recommend building something like this.
Oh wow! But I mean, I really would like to, because it would be like completely revolutionize how people in free universities work and study, because they will be able to get the most out of their courses. And be more ready. For the actual world. So.
I mean, I definitely agree. That's kind of like my goal as well. But I guess if it's a cost thing, you have to figure out like this. It would be charity. Like you can't. It is an expensive platform. So you know what I mean. So yeah, that's kind of because streaming video can be expensive. So I wouldn't. But you could build something with like Zoom links or I don't know, whatever it may be. But yeah. That's if you're trying to do the same thing. This cost the bill for this is nearly $1,000 a month.
$1,000 a month for the whole platform, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I mean, that if I could like get it even here, we use pen and use USD or what kind of currency you use?
USD, yeah.
USD.
Yes.
So here will be like 3,400 of our coins here, or in basically unity value.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if only, I mean, for example, in the faculty where I study, there is like 1,000 or around 2,000 students. If they could pay me like even $1 to just be able to access them, and the teachers would also pay like another kind of subscription, I don't know, maybe it could work. But I need to validate how much you like it.
Yeah. That's the thing. How much are they willing to pay for it? Yeah.
Right. So, regarding just one more thing, I don't want to take too long. Regarding, for example, an AI to evaluate, if I wanted, for example, to for example, when it's about assignments, how can I set up something that rubric that the teacher can customize, so they have their own evaluation metrics, and because each one of them has a different way to evaluate assignments. So if I wanted to build something like that, what would be your advice, like, for them to?
I would literally just explain to the AI, like in the way that you're explaining to me what you want to build it. But I would just tell the AI, hey, I'm trying to build something. I want to grade assignments based on custom evaluations that each teacher can set, and I want the teacher to be able to customize this and change it on their end, as admins on the portal. So I would just kind of explain that to it and put it into the AI and let it generate from you, and then just tweak it from there.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I know it's kind of obvious, but I just wanted to know if there's the best to
yeah. Just kind of speaking it out to the AI, I think is the best way.
Yeah. Sometimes when you speak it out, you can articulate better the idea. So that's why. That is why I think one of the things you do, Superior, I admire you so much, because you're here just to listen to ourselves talking, and we ourselves figure it out. So, or if we don't, you say to us, yeah, just say it as you said to me, say it to the AI tool, and you'll get it.
Exactly. When I'm in person and this normally happens, like when Juan was, I would literally grab my laptop and tell him like, wait, before you talk to me, let me turn on the AI to listen to you while you talk. And then, he would explain it to me and the AI at the same time, and then we would hit it and see what it is.
Yeah. Thank you very much for this, Superior.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Juan. Thanks, Lucas.
Just finish up with me. I'm really grateful, and I'm gonna be logging in very soon so I can start building this thing, because I got really inspired by your platform. It was great since I joined it. I was kind of wondering where does this come from, right? It is available for like to customize it for my own classroom or for my own students, because I am also a teacher, and I mean I'm an English teacher, but I've been able like to get closer to that kind of environment where teachers are trying to get closer to the students and they're trying to convey information in a better way. So that's how I learn, right? And I would like to give them that experience. So I don't know. I want to work on that, and pretty soon I'm gonna have more questions. I'm sure. But thank you so much for listening.
Of course. Let me know. I haven't set this up for other people to use it yet, but I've actually had a few educational facilities like ask me if they can use it. So if you have interest in, I think you want to build an app, so like go for it. But if you want to end up using this or something like that in the future, feel free to reach out and we can talk about that too.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Just send me an email about that. But obviously, I told you the price. It's expensive if you want to get it set up. It isn't a cheap project, but yeah, we could talk about it. Yeah, cool. All right. I think I'm gonna hop off now. Thanks all for sticking on. Let me go ahead and check chat.
Thanks to you, Sabir. And one last thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot it. I forgot. It's okay. Thank you. Just thank you again. Bye.
Of course. Have a good one, Lucas. Bye. I see Helena broke down a little bit. That's awesome. That makes me really happy to hear. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. All right. No expert here, but I would personally say it would depend. Is it a good and feasible idea to have a free app, but to have advertising on it? Yeah, it could be. It depends. The question you're asking is pretty general. There are definitely a lot of apps that are free, and like YouTube. YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar company that's pretty much free, or was for the longest time. Now they have a premium option, but it works off advertising. So somebody said, yeah, some websites are more suited for it. Yeah, you would need a lot of traffic if you want to sell advertising. I have 5 million, guy with 3 businesses in Dubai. Need advice? Dang. That's sick. Abdul, here. All right, go ahead, join. You're the last one actually waiting in here, it seems like. Abdul? I tried to pull you in. I don't know if you want to... Abdul, are you in here?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey. Yes, how you doing?
How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. I'm sorry to keep you.
No worries.
I actually missed the session today because I was in a meeting.
Okay.
But obviously I might catch up and whatever. I let my squad know and that I'm just not going to be able to attend today, but I will catch up.
Okay, awesome.
So obviously, I don't know how much you remember, but I have 3 businesses, right? I submitted the idea, like you advised me to just integrate the AI into like one of my businesses.
Yes.
But over the last week, I've thought of an idea. And I just wanted to know, can I still go back like to the first stage and kind of change my idea to create something different?
Yeah, definitely, 1000%. You can do that.
I can go back, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and just quickly, the idea is to basically, do you know what Vinted is?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's like it's in the UK. It's a bit like it's selling like your used clothes or pre-loved clothes, but it's only for clothes, right? And like resellers use it and stuff. It's kind of like eBay in the US, but it's only clothes.
Got it.
So I was just thinking, in Dubai, there's nothing specifically like that. Like there's a few ones for more luxury clothes because a lot of people here they kind of just, I guess, give their clothes to charity or throw them away.
Yeah.
And I kept seeing things online, and I spoke to my friends and stuff, and they were like that would be really, really good. But the only thing is, right, Vinted, like you go on it, it's free, but I'm just thinking, like, would it be worth the time alongside my other 3 businesses to start 4th one, which kind of advised me not to do?
What do you think my feedback would be?
Not to start it, but the thing is, the 3 businesses I have now, it's like, they're more like, when things happen, then they get busy. Like, for example, today randomly a meeting popped up and it got busy. But I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in. I don't know. Like, do you think creating something like that would be worth the time? Because I really like this project and this program and this opportunity, and I don't just want to. I made the like landing page for customizing someone's paddle clothing gear and stuff for the paddle clothing brand, but I just feel like I could do more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I don't know if you can do more because you have so many businesses going on already. But yeah, I mean, I would just do more on focus in a certain direction a little bit more rather than yeah. So if you really are passionate about it and you want to start it, sure. But I think and you're younger, so I think it's okay to explore a bit more when you're younger. But as soon as you get some traction on one, you should it probably will give you. Having 4 businesses typically is not a good idea, right? If you're exploring and you want to call it exploring right now, that's fine. But like maintaining and running 4 businesses in the long run almost always will be worse than picking one and making that first one succeed. Yeah. So that's what I recommend. But if you're really excited about it, you want to explore, and the other stuff isn't taking much of your time. It's like 3 businesses, but it's like doesn't really take much time. Sure, go for it. But yeah, that's kind of. But obviously, like if you want to build this app and you want to make it successful, it's gonna take like a full-time job and more to make that happen with this new app that you're talking about.
Yeah, just because I've been putting in a lot of effort recently with my current 3 businesses. So I kind of paused the paddle clothing brand because of a different situation. So I was just focusing more on the e-commerce brand and the marketing agency. Like I've been using, Higgsfield and all those types of programs to basically send leads out, generate leads, use Claude, all of those things. But it's like they're not really hitting as well as I would want. So, I mean, I don't know. I could start this and it could not hit as well. So I just don't know.
Yeah. We sometimes where we're at feels tough, and then we think if we go to somewhere else, it's like the grass is always greener on the other side. You think this other one sounds better till you go there, then you try it, and then you're gonna hit into a wall again, and then there's another hump that you're gonna have to come over. But like, yeah, you're gonna be taking on a different set of problems. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend, because you're running into some issues with this one, to hop over, because I guarantee you're gonna find other problems that might even be harder in the next business. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I might just explore it and set up a landing page and just see what I'm thinking. And yeah, I mean, to be fair, like since we started, so like the last 2-3 weeks, I just tried to focus in on the marketing, and like I sent like almost 500 leads, and it's like I got 1 response. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The marketing can be even tougher than the actual part. But yeah, not more businesses. Abdul, narrow it down. I'm gonna hop off now, guys. Thanks all for staying on. One more question in the chat. Somebody asked, Sever, I have become aware that there's another member of the program with the same idea for the app. No one copied anyone, but now I feel a little wary to share my app in case they copy anything. What do you think? Up to you, Lachlan. I honestly wouldn't worry about it. But if you feel that way, you don't have to share it. Totally up to you. Just would take a lot of credits. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. I would imagine, like, if you're gonna build this and you're serious about it, you're gonna make it so good that eventually people are gonna copy you anyways, right? Eventually, like somebody else asked, for example, AI squads, right? Juan was trying to build something similar. Elise just asked too, do you think it's possible to create something like this using AI? Which, yes, it is. I created all of this on AI. So, like, I could think, like, Juan and Elise are trying to copy me, quote unquote, which, by the way, I have no problem with it for you guys to build whatever you want. But I'm just saying, like, as your app gets bigger, right, more people will see it and more people will want to create something similar. But that doesn't matter, because you've created something great, you've already built a market, and then you continue to innovate more and more and more as you go. Whereas if somebody is copying you, they would always be one step behind copying. Again, I don't think Elise or Juan are like copying me at all. Or I'm just saying, like, when you look at different products, you get inspiration from it, and that's just part of it. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. But ultimately, if you feel really uncomfortable with sharing it because you think somebody's gonna copy you, you don't have to. It's completely your choice. But yeah, all right. Thanks all for hanging out. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off now. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.